Oi, oi. Flat Earth British, Martinliedtke speaking. Welcome back. I am back. I'm super stoked and super excited to be back. And all will be explained right now. Just check my comms in order. Happy vibes, got all. Happy whatever day, it doesn't even matter. So we're all in one place at one time for a specific reason. Nothing goes without purpose in this place, and nothing happens by chance. Okay, guys, so you're meant to be here for some reason, and I'm going to take you on a crazy ride. Now, the situation. Okay, so after my last Flaterday post last Saturday, I woke up in the morning and I'd received a copyright strike from you know who for a 2-year-old video that was about horsepower, so just whatever. So that was for a week, and I have to remain on a copyright strike for the next 3 months. Now, I don't exactly know what that means. What am I allowed to say? What aren't I allowed to say? I got, a specific way of doing things. I got a shit. There's another thing. See, I'm going to be in trouble. I wrote myself a note to remind myself. Let's put it somewhere where I can actually see it. Oh, fucking hell. So I've got to be on my best behavior for the next 3 months. Okay, guys, it doesn't matter. We have loads of other channels as well and other stuff, formats literally everywhere. So it doesn't matter. But I don't think the internet would. They're not going to shoot themselves in the foot. The internet would be broken. It would be rubbish without yours truly and the think tank. Anyway, awesome to see you guys. 189 of you just showed up on a awesome Sunday night. Spring is in the air. There's lots to look forward to. Swear not to swear. I swear by Almighty God not to swear. We'll try that goes. Okay, I've been trying it, sort of practicing not swearing. I'm not doing too good. So I've got some extreme version of Tourette syndrome, it appears, but we'll go with it. Okay, guys. Okay, good. We're gonna have a good time. Good to see you, Mel. Good to see you all. So all the gang's in. So yeah, you worry too much, guys. It's like, where are you? I know I could have gone live and stuff on other channels. I've been keeping you updated on the Celtic Tartarian channel. For those of you who do not know, we have other channels, one of which is Celtic Tartarian channel. I've been keeping you updated on there. But while I was away that brief week, I managed to accumulate the best juice that is anywhere on the whole of the internet, and I will be bringing it all out to you over the next few months. I've gathered a lot. Okay, I've gathered a lot. I have been researching furiously and got some amazing juice, first of which will be talked about tonight. Now, this is going to be amazing. Okay, guys, we're going to truly wreck any official narratives in this post tonight again. So what we're going to think about, I know a lot of you will be interested in this subject. A lot of you love to think about giants and stuff like that. But let's think about this. Now, after a reset, as in Noah's flood, but not to complicate matters, I really do think that we are still in Noah's Ark. And I'll keep saying that. A vessel possibly lost at sea or adrift. Anyway, in the vessel, here we had a lesser event, Noah's flood, which ruined the world, and we are the survivors of right now. We're a post-apocalyptic society. We had resets over and over again, new populations introduced, as you all probably are aware of by now. Okay, so when they come in after a full reset, the inheritors, shall we call them, they find the big organ pipes, the pipe organs in churches. They don't know what these things do, just like all the inventions. So they reinvent, find out what these things that were left behind from the previous civilization do. They stole the architecture. They found it, they said, but they actually stole it. It belonged to someone else. It was built by someone else. using divine principles, which they're too lazy to even bother with. So they stole a civilization, they stole the buildings, and I feel for sure that they stole the music. Now, most music, what you hear today, contemporary music examples of roll over Beethoven. There's one, ELO. But I could name 1,000. Ultravox, Vienna. There are umpteen songs which will tell you openly that these are taken from older world scores of music. Now, what you find when you look into it is they're just rehashing all of the old melodies, all of the old orchestral scores. Now, the music before 1900, okay, the music before 1900 was mainly orchestral by nature and primarily classical themes. Well, this classical theme of music went over many centuries, and they rolled out to us like they roll out with all of their Tavistock Institute social engineering program types. You've got no evidence whatsoever that ever it really existed, a bit like the Galileo Galileis of music. So we have Deaf as a Post. Okay, we have Johann Sebastian, we have Beethoven, Johann Sebastian Bach. We have free watching now, which is jolly good. We have Chopin. Now, you can read on Wikipedia about these lives, but, you can't really get a photograph or establish for certain whether or not these people, like many of the authors, actually existed. Or did they just fill in the gaps? Did they discover, when they arrived after a reset, lots and lots of giant instruments, make copies of the instruments, scaled them down for the people who are now here, and maybe that's why the Stradivarius violin from the 18th century is so sought after. Maybe this violin was the first of its type, the first copy of its bigger master copy. Now, there are many, many, many videos, believe it or not, on YouTube you can watch of people trying to play impossibly big instruments that have been left over from the past. Not only that, extra evidence is that we have evidence of antiquities books being giant musical scores. Now, I put it to you that when they arrived, the Inheritors, just like with the inventions and everything else, they didn't know what this stuff was. They did a decoding, worked out it was a melody, music. They probably filled in the blanks, rolled it out, and this is the Symphony. It tells you who did it. It's got phony, the phonies, in the name for Symphony, and harmony. Harmony. So I'm going to put it to you. I'm going to offer the evidence and lots more besides. And there's lots going on in the Flat Earth British arena. We've got lots to look forward to in the very near future. If you are, hi Dave. So let me just check his little wing. There's all our brothers and sisters in the house. Dave, Waffle House. You're awesome people, you are. I fucking love you all. You're fucking brilliant. I feel very, very truthy. I feel very truthy right now. So anyway, I've got to be very, very careful about what I say. Let's move my don't swear thing by there, because that's going to be really tricky for me for the next 3 months to toe the party line. Okay, act all YouTubey. We'll give it a go, see how it goes. I make myself more shareable, so do share this out, because there won't be too much. Well, there might be a bit of nudity later, but that is only in an artistic context, nothing else, okay? Just get that clear. We're going to talk about bridges later. A bridge over troubled waters. I was going to break out into song then, but I don't think you deserve that, guys. It's been a rough time. No, really. I'm going to break out into song. What I am going to do, I got it written down here. I got a lot written down here. Discussed by myself and my son. We come up with some good ideas. I think I'll start a Flat Earthers Got Talent. Flat Earthers Got Talent. I'm going to put it out there, and then you could send me an email, say, I'm going to do like, I don't know, Bob Marley's Redemption song. That's just an example. Sing it Okay, and we'll have non-judgmental judges because judging won't be fair. Because just in case you're really crap. And we're just going to be saying, oh, that was really nice, because it's the taking part that would be important. And I think it would be good for the community. And I think that one or two of you, if not loads of you, will have hidden talents and will be absolutely smash it singing us a song. So I'm going to be thinking about this in the very near future. Check my community post out. We're going to do a Flat Earthers Got Talent show run by yours truly. And I'll get a little team in together to be non-judgmental judges. Just critique it, give our opinion. Tell me what you think about that anyway. We're going to think about musical buildings after we think about the stolen music. We're going to think about buildings that were designed to give music. And I'm not shit you not. It's not going to be easy. I fool you not. It's going to be so tricky. That buildings, okay, give off music. And I was wondering whether this was, at first I thought, well, this is part of the circuit board city builder, because everything is vibration and sound, and them sound waves could be just a very, very futuristic way of communicating sound, like through information through sound, a bit like they do with light, okay, with fiber optics. And then I thought about, like, maybe the Phoenicians, maybe they were blind, and maybe they were deaf, or maybe they were just blind, and they created some sort of 3D mapping system using harmonics and sound. I don't know. I'm just chucking that out there. I got 1,000 thoughts, but one thing's for sure is these old tunes, they roll them out into the modern day, and when you hear a chord that strikes, you get a hit, and it would be a hit in the hit parade. But these are old tunes from the old world. And wouldn't it be ironic, guys? Don't you think? A little too ironic. Yeah, somebody sing that. Wouldn't it be ironic if all of the music that we were listening to was composed originally by giants? I think it's an amazing, incredible thought. And I like to think it. Look at the word contemporary. We got loads of etymological breakdowns later on in the show, and there's a few funny things. I'm trying to keep everything, just trying to, keep it down. Okay, trying to act normal, whatever that is. And contemporary is con and temporary, like temporary. I was going to say no shit. Then. I can't say that. All right, we'll think about that later. So there's lots in this. We're going to think about canons, okay, and some evidence, which is real evidence. And I think this is something that we have thought about before, but I'm going to offer the evidence in this that cannons and cannonballs were once magnets and magnetized. And these were completely different sort of weapon that you may initially thought of. If this is electrified, and even if this was a ball that was magnetized and was coming out of kinetic energy, Mach 2, that's going to make a difference to whatever the impact zone is at the other end. I'm going to show you with that. So maybe that was what was going on. It was. We're going to have a look now. So I want to thank people who contributed this week. Lee, Flat Earth British Sub, thank you for all your brain spasms and your brain's pukes. And Marcus as well, who's been absolutely sterling and sent us in some wicked images, which we're going to have a look at now, concerning big. Do that. Rub them together. Big. I got that from Mel. Works, Mel. Like energized. Proper energized. I got enough energy for all of you put together. So don't even worry about it. Okay. We are on it. Okay. And even if because this is all a setup, they could just take me out at any time if they wanted. On any video. So it's just gaslighting, the idea is they give me a shot across the bows and they're like, whoa, Matt, just take it easy on us, please. This is hurting us. I'm like, well, I can't, because it's not in my nature. I'm coming after you. Well, I'm having fun anyway. It's the best life ever. I was contemplating my old age. I seen an old lady earlier and I was like, fuck. I was like, I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to end up like she was buying her 40 Lambert and Butler could hardly stand. I was like, well, this is pitiful. But it is Britain, and I'm very unlikely to end up like the the NCP people, because I'm not really one for scratch cards and Benson and Hedges drinking. Anyway, I'm going to give you a few shouts. I'm going to dive into this. This is brilliant to be back. I'm absolutely buzzing. I love Flat Earth. I miss Flaterday, and it was like, well, I can't because I'm on a strike. And then it was up today. So that's brilliant. Hi, Taffy. I'm a Taffy too. Oh, Johnny man. Yes, I'm Welsh. You're probably aware of that. Okay. I'm not indicative of all Welshmen, you will find. Okay. This is not a stereotypical Welshman. Okay. I'm not like any Welshman. Shelley Beach, Debs is in the house. Good to see you. Hippie shake. And please not swearing in chat, as they will have to. No, you knock yourselves out. I don't think you lot doing anything. Just stay away from any certain topics, okay? Because that's why I'm getting done for all of that. Like 2 years ago, that went down. Like they're having me for it now, but I suspected that anyway. It's like people are still talking about it. It's like YouTube suicide is what I'm saying. But that woman who was in charge of YouTube, literally the morning I guess struck off, she resigns. She resigns from YouTube, the CEO. So I'm like, oh yeah, she's just gone into the office and had a last crazy moment. I'll just copyright all of the truthers, the flat earthers, by Martinliedtke. It's all right. It's all right. We can take it. We can take it. What don't kill us makes us stronger. So Cheech is in the house. You, yeah. So Marcel. So yeah. Don't even worry what I'm laughing at. So yeah, a lot of exciting things. We got a convention later on in the year. It's quite a big convention. There's a lot of big names that I don't even know or heard of. Thomas Sheridan I've heard of. He's going to be there, and a load of other ones to do with like sort of not a level of truth that we're at. Let me just put it that way. Theo, Eric's my brother. He's in the house. Love you too, Eric. Level. Good to see you. It is very level. Worldwide ghosts. Maybe I'll just like start talking, because it's hard for me not to be myself, as I'm sure most of you know me personally will agree. It's hard for me not to be me. But I could act like posh English. People abroad wouldn't know anything. What? Splendid. What? Old chap. So what, Manny? Electrolysis, Matt. Well. Manny's got such a big Brian. It's as big as his P1000. So, hippie shake. She's saying, buy Martin a coffee. Look at his little face. Look at his little cheeky weekies. So Scott's in the Status Fowler. Okay, I'm going to try and keep it real because I got to be on my best behavior. And if I let my sanity slip in any way, I'm not going to be able to carry on. I just have to leave you all standing there. I'm sitting there. Chords, brilliant. Thank you, MJ, as well. Chords. Okay. Mud Chat and Shari Baby is in the house. And Gidani. And Machiavelli. Eddie. Gainer. Tio, which is a really interesting name. And Just P. And Erica. And Dave's Waffle House. I like to go and watch Dave of an afternoon waffling. Andrea D. Hiya, Andrea, lovely. Hope all's well with you and your lovely family. Bramwell. And Brian. So it was a year ago that we had Cardiff tour meet thing on Flat Earth British. Don't know whether you remember that. Rossage the Sausage was there telling us about daffodils, and now he's pushing up daffodils, funnily enough. Really weird. Low on sympathy. Oh, is that low? Yeah, low on my eyes. Dude, little wing mindliedtke, do the discombobulation. Yeah, I will. I'll decompartmentalize. Okay, see what I did there? Okay, that's not. Yeah, it was good. It was good. The Cardiff one, it was really pissed on, but we all had a really fantastic. They are really good. And we had a party back, after. So it was all fun. True Nessie for everyone. Loyal Tangy, I'll do my Sinead O'Connor. Oh, will you? Will you do it? Email me. I'm actually serious about like Flat Earth's Got Talent. I think it could be like a good bit of fun for the community, and seeing like how fantastically talented you are singing Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to you. Is that the one? I really, really fancied Sinead O'Connor before she went all nutty and shaved her head off and went out with the vicar. I was like, fuck, Sinead. Something. Good to see you. Stephen Rossi. I confess too much. I really do. But this is the nature of YouTube. I'm going live. Let's follow my brother, Shelley. Sound has color. We're going to look at that in this post. We're going to look at different technologies for music. You can make music from fire. You can make music from air and glass and electricity. Okay, Tesla coils can make groovy music. We'll have a look at all of that later in this post. And we have films and videos and images of the day and all well-behaved stuff that I'm sure the man's gonna love. Okay? What? Just JP? Okay, I'm gonna get stuck straight in. 500 of you watching. Thank you for tuning in on Flat Earth British. Okay, just to let you know. Behave. It's easy. I'm going to smash it. It's putsy to survive a YouTube vlog. All you got to do is just keep them shut so you don't drop yourself in it. So I'll do that. Call for zero. Freestyle. Okay, let's get stuck into the juice now. Symphony, the music. Okay. The classical music that you know. We'll give you a bit of classical music to sort of get you in the old flavor. Okay. While I talk to you about the first bit of this post, so please do share this out. It is very, very juicy, as I'm sure you'll agree. Is state between, I can't even remember, Oklahoma and Arizona. Oh, my geography is really bad. Don't worry. Present. Now, oh, Lord, won't you buy me a... No, I don't want a Mercedes-Benz. Now, what you find in antiquity, as we've mentioned many umpteen times, is these giant books. And somebody said in my comments earlier, oh, I've seen musical scores from the Middle Ages. Well, I've got collections, actually. I was going to show them to you, but they're crap and boring, of Middle Ages musical scores. But that doesn't determine, just because they're in PDF form on a computer, handed to us by God knows who, that they're authentic or anything. I really do think of a lot of the stuff is just placed here. So imagine you put it in the hands of a think tank or some people like this. Okay, and then the music's on there and the song, they don't know what it really says, and they just add bits to it. They fill in the blanks, maybe. Now, what you remember, may not remember. Okay, and there's a lot of giant books out there, guys. In these, imagine the musical scores in some of these hidden old London bookshops. I would love to find it come like that. Okay, and what you find is there are umpteen images and videos on YouTube of ginormous musical instruments. Now, what if, okay, the cello was a giant instrument that was actually maybe like a violin to them, or used under the arm? What about the double bass? The double bass looks dumb. It's too stupidly big for people anyway. And this is a double bass, this one. What if this was just under the cheek and used like a violin for the giants? Or something really just like an acoustic bass picked up and played just like an acoustic bass because it's too big to be picked up. And I've always wondered about that. Tubas, they're ridiculously big. What if the tuba as well? Now imagine that they just found these like this after a reset and then they just scale them down. Okay, so giant, well, you may recognize this. Looks like a beehive. And I really do think that the Tower of Babel, okay, to be a musical instrument of sorts, because it looks like a ton of speakers. And I think a vibrational quality of the sound can make the world turn to dust. It can shatter the world. Examples, the walls of Jericho. So you get these. It's too big for a bloke, but they're all over antiquity, different sizes. Okay, so classical music is all they really had over centuries. Okay, and this was from imposters. They didn't really write this stuff. You can see there's music on this one too, and all of these books. Who even knows? So, giant scores. Giant musical scores is what you see, and they just come along, fill in the blanks, work this out. Same with the instruments, because this is just ridiculous. You know, a tuba or something of that size, and try and play it. So the bigger people that played these instruments and wrote these musical scores, where are they now? Where are they now? So dark forces copied, hijacked. Okay. They just, duper's delight, like with everything, they just want to gloat and steal the applause. Oh, what geniuses you are. You're so talented. Clap, clap, clap. All the sky clappers. And what you find is they're stealing the talent of giants. The Phyrophone. Okay, look at this thing. Just massive organs, too big. I'll show you an example in this post of a church machine, which is an entire organ. The whole thing is an entire organ. Well, think about the permeations of what technology like this would do. So the orchestra, okay, there's many pieces to it. They're all very large, scaled down instruments, a lot of them. The gong's really large, the French horn, really large instruments. And a lot of them have just been scaled down. Could they originally have just been the giants? Beautiful music. And then it's corrupted, dark influence. Remember, they moved, in the 1700s, they removed what they say was the devil's tone. Okay, from church music, because it was vibrating women in a certain way, and they thought it was not very to do in a church. There's been the brown note, something that would make people want to go to the toilet. There's different variations of vibrational qualities which do different things to your body. We've all been in loud concerts. We know them things affect us for days after. We're made of water. Water has memory. The size of these things. Okay, I can just see that sitting under the chin of a giant, and there's this lady deciphering or working out what these, musical designations actually mean. The music is not like, FACEE on here, is it? Or cows eat grass. There's a guy on a giant tuba. Really? There's some people on YouTube trying to play these things. They're having a terrible time with it. And giant tenor saxophones, really? Is it really for that little dinky man who's probably not that dinky? Or is it for giants of the past? Now, I imagine the music to be fantastic of the giants. I imagine it to be funky. They probably had a bit of like techno, hip-hop thing going on. They probably had rapping. They probably had reggae. They probably had everything that we have today is what they probably had. You can see musical notes on this book as well, which I've shown many times, but it is of a musical nature. A giant violin for under a giant's chin, maybe. Okay, so as I said, all contemporary music is just replicated of older musical scores. They've copied them, they roll them out again. They all sound a little bit familiar because I've heard that somewhere before. And that catchy tune, they'll say, oh, that's really catchy. Then you get a new hit, a hit when you hit the right note. So, not all of classical music could be thought of as classical music. The composer Rachmaninoff has a record called All by Myself. I don't want to be all by myself. And that could be thought of as not a classical music at all. And there are many others that could be thought of as non-classical music. They had other music going on, and they have brought it all under the canopy of the symphony. You know, you've got the ballet, the royal ballet. You have ballrooms. You have movie scores. The movies that you see in Hollywood, they all have classical music in the background. And these types of things, they appeal to the classy. They're all expensive. And it is the thing of elites. The classical music, the classical world is the thing of elites. And they stole it. So they are, in fact, not composers, but composters. Now, what you see here, these are different images that will show you buildings being made into music, but I think I've unleashed a few more things that I found out about these. These are from Kirchner's books, 18th century books, which will show you Faunogier, the science that of, tubus. They got like a tube there, and it is the length of a building, okay? And we've wondered, why so big? Starting to think, why so big? Because it's giant buildings and giant technology. These tubers, okay, could have been run by the wind, some machinery, but I really do think that these ones are possibly made of glass, and I'll show you why later. And the horn, large, exceptionally large horns. They carry a long distance. They were used in Jericho to bring the walls down as a vibrational quality. And you'll see, in this old, again from Kirchner's books, antiquity type looking building with the portals, as you can see here. But you'll see some sort of what looks like a chamber orchestra, but going into a dome. And then the dome's funneled through this thing here. Again, this is like a really high-tech acoustic science for amplification of a certain type of music. Now, there's no mistake that classical music can make you feel really relaxed. I love classical music. It can make you feel tense, really tense. It can make you feel upset. It can move you in all different ways, can classical music. But they keep it, how can I explain? It's in that group of that classical music is what I'm trying to say. It's not out of the box in any way, shape or form here again. So that it has beneficial properties, I guess, and is pumped out. Maybe the entire of our reality was beautiful music, but you can use music for mind control. They could have been going along them lines with it. They use sound, white sound in torture. They've used them in places in war. In the siege of Panama City, they had the US tanks outside playing Let's Dance, David Bowie, full blast, day and night. So Noriego would go and shoot himself because he can't stand any more David Bowie. But it didn't actually happen. But you know what I mean? So they've used, they used it in Vietnam, just before you go in and napalm them. Have a bit of, I don't know, Creedence Clearwater Revival before you go in. So yeah, this is the science of technosmia. As you can see, it's got some sort of recording device or a device for either, they say spying on everybody, but I think there's an acoustic science going on. This looks very Beatles, but I can imagine when they go into the churches for the first time and they're like, what is it? And you're going to see some of these are massive, the size of the entire church. And look at this. It's got like little realms in there. Harmonia. Harmonia there. Deu. Harmonia there. Another little realm. A little realm there. So it's very, very Phoenician. And harmony, you've got the Phoenicians in the word. And I don't trust them. And the sound has caused lots of problems. I'm wondering what it would have been originally. I bet it would make you be like the Celestine prophecy. Do you know what, guys? That's what the biggest thing that is blowing my mind at the moment. I laid there thinking it the other day and got a massive rush on. Is there's more. There is more, guys. There's more to this realm. Much more. And we're starting to see little glimpses of it. It's fantastic. The colours, the feelings, the experience, the whole thing is just opening up for us all. And it's happening across the board. I'm not alone with it, with this experience. I go on random shows and there's people discussing exactly the same experiences as myself. It's just, what? Have you been listening to me? No. We're just all experiencing the same. So I'm guessing this works by smoke, but it's giving off some sort of acoustic. And there's the Technasmia operation out into the square. And there's another speaker up there and there. It's a massive operation, this, isn't it, to have these hidden in buildings and a giant, what looks like speaker. Could be aspects of mind control. Now the bell, you get massive bells, and bells is a massive part of this, guys, even the cowbell. And music box, the music box itself has got a certain feeling to it, hasn't it? And the bells, the big bells. I just imagine a moment when it all just, I was going to say went to poo, when it all went to poo. Look at this for the music box. If you imagine when that struck them, on this music box thing here, it looks like divine geometry, snowdrop, is going to give off a tune on this thing that it receives, like a music box when it turns. I can't imagine how beautiful that sound must be. It just must be just the most fantastic thing. So there's more of these musical buildings, and you get the dome there, but it's belfry, so I'm wondering if the sound went up through there as well. I can imagine all sorts of benefits for Phanusia, or the science of Technasmia, sound type science. There's another one of these tubers between a giant building. We have got smoke coming out there and there. Interesting checkerboard thing going on both towers, but a massive, the size of a building. So the whole building is about being a musical instrument. The whole building here as well. You can see the roofs and the skylines in this picture are all fluted. These are, the wind blows through them. They create a beautiful sound. Can you imagine that sound? This place was fantastic. Oh my God, it's biblical. It's hard to imagine how much we were robbed. They hijacked the buildings. What was a golden culture? The fantastic music. And look, this music, whatever he's pumping out of there, has got like a Caesar with a laurel leaf of control over his head. Coincidentally, does not. I don't. What recording? You know, how is this working? It's all in that box. You know, 18th century. You know, there's a color image of it. It is mind blowing. But it's weird that the sound is put up onto this vaulting here. And you see the lines of parabola to this device here. It's just an incredible science. And also in Kirster's books, you can see these massive undertakings. And this just looks like a giant flute thing. Again, the wind blows in it. This thing spins round, probably gives off a massive wailing sound. And there's more Phanusia. Why were they doing that, I wonder? We'll have a little look at this later. These were around the Calliope, and they were running on steam power, and they were musical. No, I'm not wondering whether she's a really tiny person compared to this guy here. But she's playing some sort of harpsichord or what have you. It's a steam-powered unit, and it goes through the streets, and it gives off a beautiful, beautiful sound. Apparently quite popular in the past. And buildings, massive buildings that are actually musical instruments. In the past, we have what looks like an astronomical clock that you see in Prague, but definitely with the hourglass and the eros and the scythe, the Phoenician thing going on. But all of this looks like something out of Sgt. Pepper's. And there's a face there on the side. Can you see that? But all musical instruments and a musical score here. I'm sure that is really large and giant-like, and she looks like a giant statue. And mathematics. This looks like some sort of grid. I'm afraid I don't know what any of that means. It's sol, la, fa, la, ti, do. So it's musical. La, sol, which is sun, again, Phoenician. Fa. That's the trap. Language is the control. That's how they got us. It's the language, guys. That's how they control us. The language is the control. There's got to be another way. Because that's how they got us with this phonetics, casting spells for them. God, Lord only knows what we do for them without knowing. No, I don't want part of that. Don't want part of that. So yeah, there's many of these videos you can find on YouTube. This one's a pipe organ. I imagine them coming in and finding these things in antiquity. I guess they had different keyboards. The first ones were harpsichords, etc. But this guy takes you at the back, and it's like the entire, it says there, the instrument the size of a building. And they have these massive pipes behind. Okay, like that. Which look like fachets, which is bundles of rods together, because primarily, it's not electromagnetic, it's working on the same principle. They are unbelievable. The acoustics must be just fantastic. Now remember, we are water and we are affected by sound and vibration. This is how their electromagnetic technologies are working, guys. Okay. Now, church organs, they left a lot of these behind. They came in after a reset and then boom, massive pipes. Press a button. Oh, what the hell was that? What happened to the original musical scores for these machines, guys? Because they're not there now. Oh, they're copying. What are they doing in churches? Carols or a bit of Mendelssohn, or they're just, it's so samey. You know what to expect in a church organ. You don't really hear the church, doing Wagner. Or maybe you do, but you get my drift, don't you? So I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that video is. Let's just move on. These massive, really. So this is a bloke, okay, and then you got all of that for like a little tiny people, and all of this for little tiny people. That's one big wall of sound. I bet your hair goes back with the wind off them. And remember, this is all scaled down as well. If this was at like electric amplification, these things would probably, I don't even know, just blow your mind. There's 2 portals here as well. That sounds related. But again, do you really think this monstrosity was built for this little man here? These buildings are massive, and the entire building is a device, an organ. And the organ is good for your organs and all sorts of things beginning with the word org. Okay? The size of these things, guys. Just monumental. Built for giants. By giants. For giants. The giant music must have been out of this world. I can't even imagine how amazing that. Maybe that's when we guess our goose pimples off the music, when it's at 432, for example, guys. Maybe because when it gives you shivers at that one specific point is because it's basically hit that note from that older world song that resonates for you. So I'm not sure lots of you have seen the Town Hall Sydney keyboard. That was the one just then. An entire building devoted to sound, because it's a healing machine as well. Because there are two sides to this technology. You've got to be joking. Look at that. Good for healing, growth of plants, abundance, and just a good realm to live in. Or there's the other side of this technology, which is utter destruction. Sound can boil water. Sound can boil your head. Look at the size of that. There's no way the Australians just went over there and then just built this thing for... No. So, rock me Amadeus. Rock me Amadeus. So there's Amadeus. I bet he would have, if he'd have had a synthesizer, you know, imagine what he'd have been like. Emerson, Lake and Palmer sort of thing going on. So, oh, look, there's Werner von Braun with his rocket collection. So many of these designs are just incredible. When I went to Hereford Cathedral, they'd just been fitted with the largest, it was a gift from the royals, the largest organ ever been donated since World War II, or just after World War II, like 50 years or something. And they were fitting it, and I had to look in the back of all the workings, and see the way these point out into the air instead of up. Definitely a Phoenician feel to them going on. The size of them there. So you imagine finding them and then trying to work out what they are. The door underneath that, man, oh man, oh man. And that's not even a massive church, and you got an organ like that size. Just insanity. Look at that one. That looks like something out of the 60s, doesn't it? Sgt. Pepper's Lonely. Very Phoenician. But how many images, alchemical and Phoenician, do we look at where the Cherubinuskis and the angels are all blowing trumpets and sound, guys? And all of the Bacchosites, when they arrive, are either playing a harp or a trumpet or banging a drum. And a drum can cause an earthquake. Trumpet can take down a wall. Look at this thing. That looks more like a very futuristic device than anything else to me. Looking at that, that is wow, is what that is. Just mental, and the way they point out. So it is sound. It is Faucher's technology, but it's sound rather than electromagnetic. But these might have been. Who even knows? Look at the size of that thing. Just insane. Look at the glass in the roof there. Imagine the light shining through all different colors from a stained glass roof, guys. How many times do you see that in the modern day? So I don't even know what that is. It's a candle holder. Oh my god, that's so trippy. Anyway, and these things here as well. I just showed you an image of that, but very Phoenician. The Phoenicians are all over it, as you can see, with their little horns. God almighty, I can't imagine all these things. I would love to know what Phoenician music sounds like. Some people say that the knobbly bits on Roslin Chapel in Scotland, you know, the famous chapel of the Knights Templar, etc., actually holds a musical key. And I've heard some people try to do it. It sounds a bit like light language or something going on, but look at the size of these things. Just incredible. Don't even know. This is like, these are Marshall amps switched up to 11 is what these are, guys. But their music, like, you know, Baldy's music, you know it's going to be rubbish. I was going to say another word then. I'm getting really good at this. Okay. They make a professional YouTuber out of me yet? No, not really. So other technologies of sound. So the glass harmonica, and you notice that all of these words have the Phoenician adaptations in them. So I don't know whether you've seen this thing. I've got a photograph of it from I posted ages ago, and I really didn't know what the thing was, but you spin it and it basically gives off A beautiful sound. But there's many, many weird versions. The sharp C chord. Okay, I'm not going to show you that because he's annoying. But the one I want to show you is down here. So we got the hydrolupophone. Okay, but I want to get down to the Zeusophone is the best. It's Tesla Tech. There it is. So there's the Zeusophone. Okay, so what it is Tesla coils, and they literally play you a tune. And there's a little video of this happening here. Listen. So high-level freakiness on the Zeusophone, it sounds like that. And there is another one here which is mad, the pyrophone. So it's not very nice music, but you can get music when the air is pushed up through pipes using fire. Yeah, shit. But yeah, it's still the point is still there. Oh, and cheese drums. So there's some numpty on you. I'll give you the link. You can have a look at this if you want to later. He plays drums on cheese. And what do they sound like? They sound flat and very fucking cheesy, is what they sound. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? I do apologize, YouTube. I'm sorry. Your gracious mastereth. Okay, I didn't mean to swear. Anyway, in 1849, they invented, they say this, the octo bass. Okay, but this is all the only image I can get for it. And it looks exactly like a violin. It's too big for people. It must be massive bass line of it. And I really do think it looks like it goes under the arm and it's played as a double bass by a giant. And there's lots of them left around. Yeah, 1849, he invented that. It makes no sense. And as I said, with the Stradivarius, you know, the big deal with it, you know, you get so many examples of these large cellos. And a cello is just, what? It's just mad. It's like the people got to like stretch their legs as wide as they possibly can around the cello. You got to have straddle it, basically, to play it. And it's just like, what? Although it's a beautiful sounding thing, but this one, it was called the Giant. And it was from 1763. It is a giant cello because I think that it was for giants. Okay. And it's all this classical music, the classical theme, the Ovidian theme. So, more giant instruments. Too big for people. Yeah, you can see this lady looking up. There's the image there. But the octo bass stands 12 foot 3 inches tall. What would be the point? There, the octo bass. Somebody trying to play it. I bet it is booming bass line. And look at these things for changing the chords. Yeah, it's like wah-wah pedals, guys. They're like a wah-wah. And there it is in the past outside because they found it in the house that they got allocated after Armageddon, the new arrivals. It's like we went into our house and we found this like massive violin for a giant. It's not a violin, it's a cello. Oh, all right, then it's not a violin. But yeah, so there are lots of giant. Look at that. So they got a giant to play it like a bass, which is my point exactly. And there's two ladies trying to play it, which is ridiculous because they can't. It's too big because it's made for giants. So the calliope is interesting as well. I don't know if you know about this, but this was musical in its nature. So when America and Canada musical instrument, the whole thing, okay, produces a sound by sending gas, originally steam or recently compressed air, interesting, through large whistles, originally locomotive whistles. The canopy are very typically very loud. So, wow. Even some small calliopes are audible for miles. Wow. There is no way to vary tone or loudness. They haven't got basically a volume knob. Musically, and the only expression people is the pitch, the rhythm, and the duration of the notes. So they had this thing going around in Canada, massive loud, like massive loud steam-powered amplifier, and that's interesting. Look at them. So that is run by steam, and they're steam whistles. This is how you used to get people back in work in the old days as well. They sound really lovely, steam whistles. Ooh, steamroller there, and here's one here. So they had them quite a lot of in the past, apparently. There's an interesting one. Running on compressed air and steam. Incredibly loud. Who knew? Who knew? Now, a separate but connected subject. A bridge over troubled waters. Are bridges musical instruments? Bear with me for a moment. Now you can see the wave function or the wave pattern going on in this suspension bridge, yes? And it looks like a musical wave. And what I find, or what we find, of British, when we go through some of the antiquities, unusual, what we think of as electrical transferring bridges, what you find is they have these suspension cables, and suspension cables look exactly like strings, and they look like harps, just like harps. Could it be that the wind or the subtle ether traveled through these bridges and collected a charge or more? Because I'll show you an image in a minute of the musical bridge that was in my city. Look at this effort. So a technology for creating a charge is what I'm suggesting. The music of the bridges, maybe they did play a harmonic sound, but the vibration of the strands could create a charge and then collected in these substations along here. Why waste the wind? And why waste the water? It could be hydroelectric as well. And this is why I think it. You can imagine people sitting in these here. And they're really unusual that they got one there, one there, one there, one there. And they're like bunco booths. But can you imagine if this bridge was singing and it was musical and it was a specific music? And you can see that this is antiquity. There's no doubt about it that this is getting a charge across the river and part of the circuit board cities. But I'm thinking that the sound, the music is the medium for the circuit board cities. Because crazy as that sounds, guys, I really do think so. Why not? They're using fiber optic to ship information underground through light, guys. Why not sound? It's a good medium. It's as good as wireless. It's as good wireless medium as any. And what about this suspension bridge? It really does look quite musical, doesn't it? And it really does look like it could be some sort of musical instrument per se. And maybe this is what some of them were. Giant pylons, being able to carry sky planes in the days when all of that was happening. We'll talk about ships and shipping shortly, but that's how we imagine it. Massive undertakings. Now, this was in my city. This was going across the River Taff, and it was Clarence Street Bridge. And it's was a very spooky bridge. I've been over it umpteen times. It was a musical bridge. I used to be excited as a little kid coming back from Cardiff Docks, visiting my father's ship, going over that bridge, because it whistled when you went across it, guys. It was called the musical bridge. Ask anyone in Cardiff. Clarence Street Bridge was the musical bridge. It sung, it whistled when you went over it. And like that, it even looks like an angel's harp. And harp is harp, which they use for weather modification. And harp is also very much like a structure like strands and aerials, etc. And it gives off a vibration, etc. It's the same sort of ideal, and it's the same sort of tech, guys. Hap. This is based on a musical instrument, and I think it's the vibration, the sound, the music, which can create the energy and create the charge. These suspension bridges, you know, I was wondering about the way some of them were structured before, whether it was for practical usage or if there was more going on. I put it down to energy transference, because look at all this caper on here, guys. Getting that charge across to the other side of the river. The river would be a part of the circuit board cities anyway for shifting charges. And look at that thing with these obelisks here, here, and here, and here. Bridges, musical instruments. Let's go further into this, guys. Cannons. So I think the narrative that they've given us for the past is complete bollocks. My reasoning is because of the advancement of shipping. They went from Napoleonic ships, then they started doing the copper hulls in the British Navy in the early 1800s. By 1865, the Americans have managed to knock up a super stealth ironclad ship. Okay, just out of nowhere, guys, out of nowhere. I think that they were probably electromagnetic broadsides in naval battles with something along these lines. Electric cannon with no gunpowder and sending a projectile using electromagnetics. Now, we've got loads of examples of crazy guns from the Spanish Armada and, you know, the old world. And they just defy imagination from what they tell us. You know, these things were really unstable and they could explode and kill the gun crew. It's like, so what was this one actually shooting? Square cannonballs, was it? Okay, well, there's something else going on with that. And you do get, like, I know this goes onto the stand that it's fired off, but it could also be for a positive and negative wire either side. You can see that on there, like a wire could go around, giving it a charge, just like a fasces. There's this thing that's left in antiquity. I think it's in India, and it's just an electromagnetic cannon from the past. I can see, you know, the structure of it is fasces in style. And, you know, this thing magnetized is just going to send a projectile out. So like I said, Mach 2 or something connectic, and whatever it connects with is going to disappear, is what I'm saying. Not like them silly cannonballs ideas like this, you know. It's going to throw a cannonball at a wall. It might go through, it might bounce off. No. I mean, the power to obliterate anything on contact. Look at these things. And that one looks just like a fasces. That one, even the eagle with the wings open, but not exactly what you'd imagine for cannonry. And they all got very similar things. These things on either side, I think they're for the original wires. And this is the Tsar's cannon outside of the Kremlin, and it's too big for humans. And, you know, you'd have needed a crane to even load it. And this thing's got the handles. You know, we even thought that this could have been ancient engineering, just repurposed and used as a cannon. But got the serpent fighting the lion there. Again, with the Phoenicians. There it is. So there's the size of the balls to go in it. And, you know, it's ridiculous. Same as the Tsar bell. It's too big for humans. It's just giant stuff. Here's another one of those blunderbusses in a museum as well. It's supposed to be from this era, you know, the medieval era. But again, you know, you can imagine this thing connected, electricity charge up on there and whatever. You know, they say in a stone ball. No, this thing had massive blast range. You know, this was that was a siege killer. That was a monster weapon when that was in its heyday. And, you know, this looks like a Gatling gun, but it's not. Again, it's a cannon. It's a multi-bore cannon, apparently, but it looks exactly like a fasces. And I can't help thinking a lot of this, you know, it's not just for lifting and placing. I think it's for connecting, for when these things were magnetic. And you can see this one, it's got gearing. So were they spinning them as well? An incredible velocity. You know, this is how rifling works. Is it spin the bullet in the barrel, and then it gives it like precise accuracy. Is that what's going on with these? Is they're spun an incredible velocity, giving massive range, massive impact, and also incredible precision. Use some of the cannons of old, rather than the old cannonball that they tell us was going on, because they'd sort of left the evidence behind that these were magnets and magnetized, which I will show you shortly. So they're left everywhere. Some examples are just, as I said, just giants, just, you know, for horse and cart. Just, does it make sense? Like, oh, I'm going to invent a 47-ton cannon and we're going to move it by horse. How many horses? We will need 100 horses. That makes no sense. I bet that one packed a punch. So I wonder how you loaded the breech on that. I wonder how you pulled the fuse on that. Do you see where my problem is? Yeah, something else going on with that one. Also this one, where'd you load the breech? Where's the fuse go? The whole thing is just Phoenician and weird. And these things just left out, look. Oh, oxidizing. The copper content in the brass, in the gunmetal. Look at these things. Just insane. Look at that one. That's very Phoenician. That's really copperized. But again, with this lug in its mouth, what exactly does that do? No expert in cannonry, but I do know how they load a breech, and I do know how these things work and fire. And I can't see any mechanism for that on hardly any of these cannons they're showing. There's me there, posing on a cannon there. Got a big cannon there, look, guys. And First World War. I don't know why this is capped, and they're hiding a lot of the stuff in there. I can't help thinking, because they used electrical fasces in the First World War, a lot of these guns were probably electrical too. And they wouldn't tell us these things, sure, because they had them then. Electrical cannon in modern mechanics. They were definitely going along that road. I think they'd done it earlier. And this is Kirchner's book on cannonry, and it shows you here that it's magnetized. They are magnetized cannons and magnetized cannonballs also. Look at these things here. They look like they all fit in as well. Portable. They screw in there. That looks like it screws in there. And different parts to the cannon. So yeah, I really do think they have magnetic broadsides. I really do think that that's what they was doing with knights. And I really do think that the cannons were magnetized, and just an incredible level of destruction. Nothing like they said to us about cannonballs. We're moving on. Oh, I think I'm going to come back for a second, see what's going on, because I haven't got the foggiest of ideas. We have 811 people watching on a Sunday night. Brilliant. Double flat thumbs to infinity thrice forever. Have you missed me? It was only a week, guys. It's okay. No, let me show you. Flat thumbs. Sacred flat thumbs. Okay. So, Ravia Nate. Funny, I was thinking of shaving my head. Just wanted to see it. Don't do that. Don't shave your head. Don't go Brittany on us. Okay. Tara Payne. Hiya, Tara, lovely. Love your name. And Pamela. And Jay's in the house. Hi, JT. Carl Spitfire. Nice set of cannons. Good one. I got to try and behave. Don't set me off. Okay, Jolly Man. Okay. Truth Seeker. Manny's in the house. Capilocious, oi oi, double fat thumbs. And Brian's in the house. Balls at him and all. Oh, no chance. London Man, what am I going to do? Hi, mate. It's me again. Don't know what that is. Don't Let's make a soon Rhodesia. Liddy, good to see you, lovely. Stephen Rossi and Electromagnetic Cannon. We have said it, but it's definitely the case. Cowgirl in Arizona. Ooh. Where are these space objects? Spaceships. Oh, it's all weird and stupid. I can't even be bothered anymore. It's just daft, guys. It's just that. No, my head's not doing that anymore. It's just too retarded. Mud chat, mighty atom, and it is. It's just so stupid. People believe on anything they're just told. You would stick your hand in the fire if someone told you to do it. It's just fucking. Tricky. Braxton. We'll try and survive 3 months like this. Probationary. I don't even know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say, which is about everything. Anyway. It's all right if I talk about spaceships. That'd be fine. Aliens is fine, isn't it? Talk about spaceships. Yetis, spaceships. Till the cows come home. No problem whatsoever. YouTube will make you go viral. You just got to toe the party line, like all them pop groups talk about, like Queen. We talk about space stuff. Dan Martin, your shows always rocks. Yes, they do. They do, Tom. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. We like to keep things epic. I don't like non-epic. Non-epic is an epic. Is it? No, it's not a zit. At my age, which is a good sign. I'm happy I got a zit. Because it's a winter thing. Okay, at least I haven't got a big pulse in like cold or anything. And I'm 55, I still get zits. This is a good sign. Somewhere in time. Christopher, good to see you. Sorry, I won't do that again. What? Piper, what are you saying? Face purple crying, face purple crying, face purple crying. Is that good or bad? Don't cry, Piper, don't cry. Somebody go and hug Piper. I'll hug you, Piper, but I'm a long, long way away. Okay. Silverhawk, good to see you. Sorry. You were talking about Silverhawk. Can Siri. Don't know what that is. Okay. Free presses in the house. PHJ. Shame you're not PJ Harvey. And Piper. And Mighty Atom. TW. Who is a chick, by the way. Carl, good to see you. There are women in the world, guys. I can assure you of that. There are women in the world. Okay. Although, you know, the 21st century chat up line is... okay. I can't say it. I've got to be careful. It's a tiny name. Okay, Gareth, let's get back into the juice. Now, we're going to look at some vintage photographs, loads of different stuff. These are of roads. I was going to show them a couple of weeks ago, but I guess carried away with myself. Films and all sorts of groovy stuff for you to look at. And Ogle. Okay. Buckle in. We continue. Okay. This is Rhodes, as you know, is a Greek island, although you wouldn't think of it as a Greek island because the thing looks Muslim. And they have mosques in Rhodes, which I thought actually was, well, Greek Orthodox. So is the nature of Rhodes. But check this out. Even looks like it's glowing a bit. I think that's had some pencil outlining. These are from the 1870s. It's that same rustic color. There's no one about, just the odd person. Italians. This is 1912. Okay, just before the First World War. Nothing going on there at the gatehouse. They got a sort of starry sort of thing in Rhodes. But the name is Rhodes, isn't it? Like what you get at sea and what you get in cities. English Wall, that one's called. I wonder why. So that's a battered old defence. Not so battered. Looks a bit mud wall. Girls' school. Right. That's just a girls' school because they kept girls and boys separately for some reason, for control. Like the orphans, orphan asylums. I watched Gangs in New York the other day, and the character played by Leonardo DiCaprio, he was like, "Oh, I grew up in an asylum," and the guy played by Daniel Day-Lewis, he's like, "Yeah, I did too. We all did." And I'm like, "Whoa!" So many clues in that that movie of old New York. Although they don't show you the exhibition that's set by where Central Park was that I posted about at all. Any in that film? It's all like just no skyscrapers and stuff going on in that film. So the interior of the Cathedral of St. John, and that is like, whoa, like nothing going on. But they got Christians there. So they got mosques and they got Christians. That looks like a big, big, massive fireplace. Hall of the Cavaliers. There's not many people around. They got some massive cannonballs there. Look at the size of them, if they are cannonballs. They're huge. What cannons have they got to shift them then? But it's not a star fort. It's a wonky fort. Definitely Phoenicians got their fingerprint on that. It looks like they got a bit of a defensive weakness there. If you were a sneaky sort of... So say I was a commando and I had a satchel bomb. Yeah. Just crawl through there at night and blow the whole place up. Yeah. I'm British. We do that. That looks like it's been mud flooded proper. Yeah. Oh. There's another couple of them balls there. Who are they going to shoot them at? Who are they at war with, Greece? I know you have a few problems with the Turks, but, you know, all along there as well. I'm guessing this building hasn't been hit with anything that size. What's that? A lion. Just a lion on top of what? A plinth. Waffle. So, nice place to go on a holiday, Rhodes. I've been to a few Greek islands and a few Greek cities, and I like the food, but I do get irritated easy in European countries. It's just because I'm British. I just can't help myself. It's like some sort of mental illness. It's called being British. What is that? I'm sure there's loads of different nationalities go all like superiority complex when they're abroad. It's like, we'll just invade you. I literally invade every country I visit. I'm like, I own you. I'm your boss now. Did you know? British. Yeah, I've come to invade you. Yeah. Lock up your daughters. Yeah. So is the way of being British. Don't visit them. Fucking invade. I swore. Invade them. I never swore, YouTube. I'm going to invent new words. Flipping. I flip in this. I flip in that. Flippity, flip. Oh, look. Look who we got. We got Michael giving it large to the dragon. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Archangel Michael. It's one of my... Looks a bit Phoenician going on there, though. The old heraldry. So the Holy Grail, I think, is a blood type. Definitely think that they were giving you the truth with Dan Brown in plain sight. I really do. I think it is something to do with the bloodline of Christchurch. So that's an interesting little water feature. You don't get too many people around for for an island its size. They got some tech going on. But this water feature is not active. I don't know what's going on with it. Imagine that magnetized as well. The magnetized water. I think they're definitely doing that. I've shown. That's a nice tree. Nice examples of that. So it's very mosquey. So there's a load of Muslims in Rhodes. Not anymore, I can't imagine. So they must have been like a Turkish bit of the population. But these minarets could be for balloons as well. I remember when I was in Istanbul, it was like the call to the prayer from these minarets. They used like literally speakers and amplifiers in the day. And I'd be like, do they go on for long? And the captain or whoever would say, yeah, they go on for like ages. And then they stop and then they start again. It's like, yeah. It's like, what, all day? It's like, yeah. Don't really want to live here. I was like, mad annoying. Like, proper annoying though, guys. Look at that. It's like, you just like get fantasies about having like, you know, snipering and shutting them up. No, maybe that's just me. Don't worry. This one's got mudded in. Yeah, it looks really crap, doesn't it? Rose. It looks a mess. It looks all muddied up. It looks brickwork. So everything looks well messed up. One for a better word. I was going to use beginning with F, but I'm not going to do that. It looks really messed up. Roads. Looks messed up. And these photographs, man, they're old, but they are 1870. That's what the world looked like. Roads. Where does that go? Got a couple of manky dogs. No, that's not fair. They might not be manky. They're massive cannibals. The giants. I don't know where that dog goes. Anything else I can spot? Nothing except the crap stonework, the whitewash. It's all, everything's just nasty in this place. They got a lot of windmills. You wouldn't really think Greece is famous for windmills, would you? Interesting little tower going on there, guys. Very large building, so for its era, I've got to be honest, for 70s. That looks like the one in Rome, the Fort the Angle. This one's St. Nicholas. Oh, this definitely, it looks like a prison. I wonder what the pyramid's for. So look at the size on the door there. Why would you have a doorway that big? And then you keep them in here. I bet it's bloody boiling. It's like Devil's Island. There it is back in the day. Ships come in, the Phoenicians. Loads of windmills back then as well. And it's in a perfectly circular enclosure, triple walled, eh? But not starfort per se. But definitely well defended. A lot of towers, guard towers, I suppose you could call them. So, not what I expected of the Greek island of Rhodes at all. These are of a more, these are earlier, these are 1860s, and they are from Vietnam, which is French Indochina at the time. And I'm trying to find the name of this bloody mosque now. So this is up in the mountains in Vietnam, and they just discovered it. And what I find interesting, right, is things massive. I don't know what it is. They say it's a temple. You get all the muds and the sticks on the top, like almost as if like you know, the muds come from the earth. But you know, when you get the bottom of a fish tank, and all of this definitely looks like it's been at the bottom of a fish tank and a long time ago. Something bad happened, and all of this got wrecked. It's all tech. I wish you could tell you what all of this was. That one looks like it's melted, rubbled, and whatever that was. That was complex. This looks so damaged. Now, you could argue that this is entropy over time, but other buildings, I'll give you an example. The Colosseum in Rome, 2,000 years old, my guys, apparently. It's not subject to the same entropy, and I'm sure they got a hot climate there in Italy and other stuff going on. So it's not entropy. Something else happened to these, whatever they are, temple things. Look at it. Oh, there's the name of it. The Anum Panarang Temple in Kumar. So it's part of the Kumar. That one is in Cambodia then. If it's Kumar. But the Kumar went into Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. So, okay, the Kumar. This is what Pol Pot wanted to bring back to life, wasn't it? The Khmer Rouge. He said, like, their greatest civilization. They built Angkor Wat and want to bring them back. And we'll start by murdering all the bucktooth farmers, is Pol Pot said. And he was educated in London and stuff, so he was quite, worldly wise, shall we say. But no, he went completely nuts, apparently. Genocided loads of his own people and others. It's incredible, isn't it? The most bombed country in the history of history, they tell us, is Laos. They weren't even supposed to be in the Vietnam War. Mind you, when you mention the Vietnam War, everyone just thinks of America. No, man. Britain had loads of troops in Vietnam fighting alongside the Americans. Lots and lots of British got killed in Vietnam. Also in Korea, the British were in Korea. But you don't see any British in like MASH 4077, do you? I'll give you that. It's very like Angkor Wat, isn't it? This doorway looks new. But he's very proud of all of this. I've seen beaches that look exactly like this, and walls like that, beaches, right? Showing that it's just older buildings. It looks exactly like that. Am I wrong? So it's up on a hill, I guess, in this stuff in that hill. Usually the case. I got a local Iron Age hill fort next to me, and it's the shape of a pyramid, and I know when I'm standing on it. I'll go and film from it next week because I've got a new camera coming. Somebody's donated a camera to me, guys, and I'm actually super excited. I'm going to use it for Flaterday stuff and recording and stuff. Got lots going on. Also, keep an eye on my community page. As I said, I got a convention coming on later in the year, which is already booked up, so I'm doing that. And I dare say there'll be more coming up in the near future. I'm available for conventions. Everybody, British, mudflood, whatever you want, really. Comedy, stand-up comedy. So, new film. This is hopefully I don't get copyrighted. It's a film movie somebody took, which I find fascinating. We get a bridge in this as well, the Golden Gate Bridge, another musical instrument. The International Exposition in 1939, 1940. I remember the first one got cleared out, and then they built a second. And it's mostly its footprint, but near the Golden Gate. Obviously, it's from a balloon. I can't imagine what else it is from. San Francisco. Be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. Yeah. Daffodils. Do you know what? I actually thought daffodils only grew in Britain years ago and in England. Yeah. And somebody posted like in America. It's like, oh, my daffodils are up in Texas land, whatever. I was like, I thought they were only in Wales. But they're not. You all get daffodils. You get daffodils in Australia. Not the outback, though, do you? No. Have I got any body watches me from Siberia? China? I doubt it very much. Japan? Konnichiwa. I speak many languages. 12 languages fluently. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Das Badanya. See what I did there? It's a mix of international languages all in one. So I could talk to a group of people from across the board. Konnichiwa. But don't say that to an Italian because you've got to say grazie prego. Okay. Bellissimo, ma'am. Say bellissimo when I make a bambino. Don't say that to a waiter. Yeah. Something else I've noticed, Martin observation. Okay, this is important, Martin observation. I know this, right? You know in them diners you got in America? You know the ones, don't you? Are all of the waitresses in America having this hot? All of the American women that serve in American diners, are they all that yummy? Because I just imagine she's saying, do you want some apple pie? And I'm like, yes, please, Mom. I'm trying to be like British, innit? And she'll say, wow, can you say that again? And I'll say, yes, Mom. You sound so Welsh. And then, do you want me to carry on with this fantasy? I was going to get to the massive juggly jugs bit when she leaned over and poured the coffee. That was a good bit. That hasn't happened, but might in the future. So in the future, when I get to America land, which I will get to America land, brace yourselves, I am coming. Okay, the whole of America was shit as I arrived, and probably not a master disaster. There's a Phoenician ship there, look. And anyway, cut a long story short, I'm going to literally go through that entire scenario that I just told you about the American diner with that American diner woman. Okay, that is literally like I'm going to be like, yeah, it is all making sense now to me. This weird. I was going to swear again. I can't do it. I swear, I feel so robbed. I'm gonna after this vlog, I'm gonna lock myself in the bathroom and I'm gonna swear my blinking head off. I am. Look at this. It's the biggest cash register because you know why? Because it was for giants. Why would you build a massive cash register and have it on exhibition in the exhibition? Makes no sense. And they had a massive typewriter as well, because I think these typewriters were like giant's typewriter, a till, giant's till. And they took all that stuff away from it first, and then they built it. 20, 30 years later. It makes no sense to me. Remember, all of this is like basically anomalous event, which they say is the earthquake. There's not any good earthquake films for San Francisco, is there? There's that one with is that one with Charlton Heston? I think there is an earthquake film with San Francisco. I'm gonna have to watch that again. Okay. No. I'm confused. I think that was another film. No, that was Gone with the Wind. That was Atlanta burning. Don't worry, I'm getting confused in my brain. Right. So this could be a Mexican lady. Consuela. There's two types of people in this world. There's them, the High Chaparral, and there's them, the Bonanza. Which are you, High Chaparral or Bonanza? Make your mind up now. Scones, I bet they're lovely. Do you know what? I went to get one, but they were scone. So, what we got there? Trieste is good. I've been to a lot of these. Valencia, I've been to Trieste, Catalonia, been there, Bologna, Palermo. I gotta be careful where I go, like, trying to blow anything up. Okay. That's why it's best, like, they don't like you, which is usually the case. Wow, he's so happy. How annoying is that? Yeah, I know. San Francisco. They had a funky disco. Okay. They literally bad mouth San Francisco. What do you think of when you think of San Francisco's is, I don't know, benders and bathhouses and hippies on Haight-Ashbury and bad acid. That's all you think about. Okay. It might not be true. I think of great expositions. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's have a look at the changing of women's fashions over the last 100 years. Now, I think the 1920s is the best. Now, you're in your time machine. There's nothing weird going on. You're in your time machine, okay? And you've got in your time machine at the 1900 mark, okay? And you're looking in the shop window across the road. And you're seeing how the women's change. Now, I like the 1920s. I think that's the most feminine and sexy. Make your own mind up. I think as it gets to the noughties, it looks shit. Right, let's have a look. Okay. So 1920s was a bit yummy there. Did you see that? And then it went all 40s, crap, war. And 50s, crap, mumsy, fucking 60s, early 60s. Ooh, 60s gets a bit sexy. Ooh, very sexy there. 80s. And then you get the 90s, the thousands are all like shell suits. Then it all went crap. 80s was hair, wasn't it? So, okay. And where are we at now? Okay, the crutch grabbers. And now we're at hippies and flowers. I'm glad they got rid of them fucking crutch grabbers. They were really annoying. Anyway, I want to see a camel toe when you're eating breakfast. Just saying. Good. Some imagination. So here is the pictures of a little movie that I made earlier when I was time traveling for you. That's not true, but it made it sound interesting. This is the Flaterday district in New York City. says 2001, 2014. I think they may have got that wrong because basically it's 1901 or 1900 whenever they built this. Okay. Later on, skyscraper, New York City, the first skyscraper of its type built. And it's a wonder it doesn't fall over. So there's a better world, isn't there? They haven't got a car inside, all awesome cars, electric trams, bloody lovely. Look at that lamppost. Have you ever seen a lamppost like it? No. Look at that lamppost. It's massive. And what's inside it, I wonder? And it's definitely electric, because this is a nice area of New York, isn't it? So that's for rent, that is. Excuse me. That's for rent, flatter on. How come it don't fall over? There's a rent thing there, I think. How come it don't fall over? The thing's too skinny. It's a bit wedged on the back. I get that. And I show photographs of it being built, but something's not right. Because everything's a lie. Don't know what you're looking at. How skinny it is. Why don't it just fall over in the wind? Blast winds make it fall over. Potty, innit? Why would you build the first skyscraper skinny as shit like that? I can't stop bloody swearing. Why would you do that anyway? I'm just saying. God, me and my mouth. Anyway, so this is still going on. If you are purchasing one book, okay, hopefully there will be a third in the very near future, okay, because I basically got it ready. You just need to turn it into a book. A Holy Grail of Great Reset and the Holy Grail of Our Flat Earth. And a lady sent these in from Germany, Anne. Okay, it looks like they got a bit of snow in Potsdam in Germany. Very interesting city, amazing architecture, and doubly interesting because they had the big meeting World War II there, didn't they? With Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin, all Freemasonic chums together. So this is pretty low mud flooded there. She give us Potsdam, the roads up there, walkway. She knows exactly what to show us. That is really deep. Thank you for them. So yeah, I've got literally hundreds of these photographs. People in interesting places, everywhere from starforts to, buildings in New York. I'll buy the books, send the photographs, and I'll present them on your live on Flat Earth British for everyone to enjoy. Okay, so order my book. Send us a picture when you get it, and I'll put it up on the channel. Okay, let's have a look at some images of the day. So that's my book pick. Okay. So images of the day. Oh, sorry about that. Bullocks. I think I'll get done for that. That's my right definition. He's even got like a little nipple ring in there. It's a bit of a punk. He's also got a head like a cow. So I'm not sure what's happening with this contemporary work. I think it's pretty recent. They got like these air things underground because there's people living underground. What are they exactly doing with the dead body? They don't look exactly nice, do they? See, have you ever seen the film Odd Thomas, guys? Well, Odd Thomas sees these demons or these nasty monsters that go all over like bad people. And I almost think I see it. And I know exactly what they're saying in that film. I was like, really do think that bad people with bad energy and bad thoughts got like demon things stuck to them. I think you can see them. I really do. So this is part of their belittlement program. We are human beings, they say, but humans are gods. There he is there. There's this human personification. He looks like Santa Claus. And there's his demonic and reptilian personification of human. Don't worry. I'm sure they don't hate us, really. 1845. All of the bells are in the air with wings on. What are they trying to tell us? 1845. JIC. Not sure what that designates, but it's definitely a clue with the bells taken to the sky. And again, another incredible giant technology. And you can see these, they basically showing you how large this bell is because it's a bell by giants, and it's for giants. And the tone of that would be biblical. You can even, if you're like Kung Fu Hustle, yeah, pick one of them up and do the tiger roar through the end, okay? Like the woman on Kung Fu Hustle, the best film that was ever made, probably. And then you can just like kill like amazingly with your acoustic vibrationally voice. So here's antiquity being used. It can show you, you know, the ether and ether A. I'm not sure, but I think that's ether interacting with the towers. It shows you, you know, the fundamentals of what we know of antiquity, and also some sort of star chart there. Oh, the sky's been weird. Everything's been weird for so long. I can't even. Nothing surprises me. And the internet. If I gotta look at another bloody picture of Madonna on my internet coming up, or that fat bastard, or that Sam Smith, or any of them, I'm going to punch somebody else's computer, not mine. This is what happens, look, in the past, because it's so volatile, the electrics in the past. I don't know why they haven't got a roof, but then I'm sitting around having a meal, and the next thing you know, sort of either it's God's divine judgment, or this is some sort of technology and they've been zapped. This is the way you can get some evils, is get some lightning tech in there. No, 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 no. What you mean? No, 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 no. Place it down over there. Well, you said place it down over there. No, no, the city goes by the river. They need the water. Over there. Okay, Gabe. Okay, so here's Gabriel giving instructions where to place this building, this model of a city, which they always got in these weird Renaissance pictures. It's got a disc on his head there. It's got to be a bit of tech, isn't it? His wings don't look like they sustain his body. This is usually Gabriel looks a bit like a chick. But they're massive because the doors, they wouldn't be able to go through them. And they got bars on the windows there. Planted window. They've got bars. I wonder why they got bars on all the windows. So, on the principles we talked about earlier, is a violin bow struck across a metal plate with iron filings on it, and it will give you a specific cymatic pattern, specific frequency, each for individual sound, which is why that technology at the beginning of this poster that I showed you, the music technology, will do this to your immediate reality, including you, because you are made of water. It can make you charmed, it can make you divine, it can make you feel revolting, it can make you feel sick, it can make you feel ill as well. More electromagnetic technology on a wall in ancient Egypt. He's got a bit of the elongated head going on this one though, in the left skin. And sparking what looks like, and I don't know. This looks like exactly like a copper coil bound here, like you see inside a radio or something, which he's interacting with. Oh, the bells, the bells. So in the past, they had like bells, which you could think were for alarming people of incoming banditos, for example, which I doubt, because look, 2 there, 3 over there, 1 there, and 1 there. It's another technology, isn't it? It's not just for, oh, let's get you all to church. This is an unusual picture. I can't make head or tail out of it, but except we got a starfort in a box and literally an anchor falling from the sky here, like a double anchor. Sky looking up at it. There's another anchor there as well, but you have got a starfort here. So the anchor, fleur-de-lis. So again, show you an old technology, being shot from a tower, and they show you that Zeusage lightning bolt being shot from a tower, which is basically what we say is Fash's technology, and it's plasma discharge, electromagnetic by nature. So we know that they're not shooting cannonballs. We know that they're spinning maybe, and we know that they're magnetized for kinetic spin, incredible power. And sound and vibration. They have got the Ark of the Covenant here in circling the starfort or the fort. That is Jericho, which was perfectly circular. And they just kept circling it, banging drums, blowing trumpets, making music, and the whole thing crumbled and fell down. So it can do that as well. And these giant bells, the size of that, how did they found it? Why would they go to the effort in the first place? Anyway, I'm coming back to these images. I'm just going to put a video on for a second. Oh, do you know what? That was lovely. And I'm just going to put this on for a second until I come back, because I'm going to leave the camera for 2 seconds. Please, could you share this out on a lovely Sunday night? It says 132 watching, but I'm sure there's more than that. Anyway. I'm back. Okay, back to the images. Okay, so yeah, massive bells. Can imagine the sound off them. Jeez. Oh, and I think that there was some sort of sound correlation with water fountains. Definitely, I think they were magnetized, but I really do think, looking at this image, that there's some sort of magnetizing going on inside the statue itself. I don't know whether you can see that. It's like different, or look like magnets. And that could be what they mean when you see the Phoenicians with this open sail. Is magnetic propagation, and really does look like magnets. And it is, this is the structure to this fountain, but I don't know whether you can see that in there. It's pipes, like pan pipes, and there as well in the fountain. So it's a crossover between, this is inside here, hidden. Music, water. Makes you think, doesn't it, guys? What this place was. It's just, what? But I really do think that's magnetized. Yeah, look at this. Even it literally shows you the propagation. That is magnetized. That is incredible. And pipes are giving off a sound, fluting as well with the water. Just insane. So here's Bacchus with his grapes, the fat younger Bacchus. But they are showing you it's a statue, and inside there are the pipes for sound, and it's running off of what looks like maybe steam. Difficult to say, but it's some sort of pipe organ type thing with a Bacchus upon it from antiquity. So I can only imagine what that sounded like. Till in the middle of Boston, Massachusetts, there was a 120-year-old abandoned concert hall known as Steinert Hall. That was 40 feet underground, buried beneath a piano store. I got pictures of that. Stockholm's gigantic telephone tower, which I talked about in a post maybe a few months ago, Skywires. I'm not buying that narrative at all. Check this out. Street sweeper in Germany. So I wonder what's running that. It looks like it might be electric because there's no horse on it, is there? That's on the one behind. Again, mud flooded windows. Yeah, they cut the streets. Germany has lovely. I noticed that when I was young. They was had like disinfected their streets when I woke up in the morning. I really love that. So, electrical power street cleaners. Oh, it was electric. There you go. In the 20th century, the streets of the city of Berlin were cleaned with the help of electrical powered heavy duty wagons that roamed the city. Believe it or not, electrical powered vehicles were used around a lot longer than you think. Let's have a look at that. So, that was electric. That was a battery. That's incredible. They're going back to that now, but they're dangerous, these things, these new lithium batteries and the way they explode. So here's some examples of Russian antiquity buildings. Just beautiful, but just crazy on the antiquity. Check it out. The flags as well, remember, antiquity, because if you put a thread in them, they can charge. You can buy them literally, if you don't believe me, on eBay. Flags that capture static electricity and generate electricity. Static flags. Check them out. You can buy them. Which gives a whole new perspective on why they were flying flags in the past in the first place, guys. Lovely little antiquity building there. And look at this one. Obviously, this is a rotunda, massive. Don't know what it's for, but it's got a massive bit of antiquity. And then they have these little dashes as well in Russia, and they're beautiful, made of wood, but they're all of this decoration, and they always got the antiquity going on. So they gather their own energy, probably self-sustaining energy houses, you know, for their own power with all of the tech on there. You can see that easily. Beautiful as well. Aesthetically very pleasing. And look at the antiquity on top of that one then. Just create his own charge. Make perfect sense. Why would you have to depend on a master for your energy? So here's a punk rocker back in the 70s. He's in what looks like Stevenage because it says in the background. And he's a bit dozy because he was like, oh, I love the Poison Girls, but I don't know how to spell it because he's put Pursoon Girls. He's put a swastika and maybe he's changed his mind and now he's crossing it out. Oh, no, is he doing one of them? What he got on his back? I don't know. So, yeah, that was been the punk rock days. Have you ever done vandalism and spelt it wrong? You wouldn't admit to me anyway, would you? I have. I admit it to you. So, in the maps of the old days, what we're finding is plotting courses makes a web, like a spider's web. These are the courses plotted in antiquity, and you'll find that they create a spider's web, which is part of the control mechanism too, with the Phoenicians, the sea lanes, and you're not allowed to go anywhere you really want in this place, and all of that water. Yeah, I'm not playing that. How would they stop you? If you just go, how would they stop you? You're going to have like battleships waiting. No, this is what it looks like. Dresden, World War II. You can see it had a lot of antiquity going on in the domes. There and there. See, even in something inside it. So it's all metal, coiled. Coil metal, as you know, creates a charge. This is why it's a good idea to, you know, if you've got an extension cable to, you know, put all the wire all the way out because it'll get hot because it's generating electricity while it's coiled on your floor in your room if you do that. This is in Hanoi. Excuse me. Cramping my knee. This is Hanoi. Hanoi Rocks. And it's not, you know, unusual that they have the Statue of Liberty in Hanoi because it is French Indochina and the French, or Mr. Eiffel, made the Eiffel Tower, but they put one in a lake on this weird thing in Hanoi, in Nam, for some reason. The Statue of Liberty is in Vietnam. I wonder if it was before it was in America. So French Indochina has Statue of Liberty right in the middle of there. I wonder what that building is and what its designation is. Hanoi looks quite big. And more modern than I imagined. There's a lot of big buildings here. It's not what you really think when you watch Vietnam War films, is it? It's a beautiful country, though, Vietnam, isn't it? Palm trees, colour. And I'm guessing they profited pretty well off the war. You know, America like spent what, $1 trillion there on stuff, didn't they? So, it all makes sense now. The Viper. So buried, okay, in this pit in Yankston, SD. I don't know what that is. South Dakota. Where an old hotel used to prior in 1875, these vials, okay, must be broken open, and inside is a gold capsule and a piece of paper with a number on it in there. So you'd have to break the vial, and then you get the capsule. That looks like it might a number. Are you not drugs? Are you sure about that? Because a number would be boring. They look like they're really interesting. I wonder what that was for. But interesting, nevertheless. All that effort to seal a capsule. Oh, look. This little doggy family, they look the same as the horse family. And that is decidedly a beautiful dog, beautiful puppies, and a beautiful little horse. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. Why are they so beautiful? I love horses and dogs and animals generally. They're so beautiful. So, I'd love the fallout off this one. It can fall out all at once. There was a big bud explosion, and now everyone's got bud fallout. There's buds just flying in the air, and vapors of intense THC passing through your brain. Everyone's just gonna die? No, be very, very stoned. Oh. Anyone remember these? If you're British, you're gonna cry right now, aren't you? Because you know in your soul that this is the best tasting crisp you ever had in your life was a chipmunk OXO crisp. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, I know. What would you do? What would you do for the chipmunk OXO crisp? Little Wing, what would you do for a chipmunk crisp? Can you remember how nice they taste? You could get some crisps, right, which were really, really OXO-y, more than others. And you used to compare them with your friends. Say, look how much flavour's on my crisp. Did you used to do that? And you got to make sure you don't put it near their face because they might munch up your flavoursome crisp. If you don't know what OXO is, it's an O, an X, and an O. It's beef stuff. Don't even worry. Yeast, actually. It's really good for you. So what you find is Bitty seems to go on a lot in antiquity. He's locked up, so she's giving him some milk. Now, that would be really awkward, wouldn't it? Imagine, right, guys? So, again, another one of Martin's mad fantasies. So you've got a date with this woman, right? And you've been going out with her for a couple of months. Yeah, and it's really, really going well. And she's like, yeah, man, this guy's cool as fuck. It's really cool. And this guy, like, you know, we're getting on like house on fire. I think I really love him. It's like, and he's so normal. And then you invite her to your parents, okay, where you're still having Bitty. It's like your mother's like, do you want some milk, Timmy? For argument's sake. Oh yes, thank you, Mummy. And you haven't mentioned anything about this up until that point. Can you see the girlfriend's face? She's like, oh, yeah, I think I'll be going now. Nah, Timmy, I gotta get going. Especially if the father joins in as well. Hey, mate, do you want some milk? Oh, yes, thanks. And there's both there. And there's the poor date standing there thinking, Jesus Christ, I've never seen any signs of this before now. Wouldn't that be really, really bad? So make sure, ladies, that when you're going out with someone, make sure that they're not sucking their mummy's titty, because that would be really, really bad for you. Okay? Just making sure. Looking out for you, ladies. Okay? Oh, you see a bit of Lady Gaga in there. So here is a Bacchus. So I'm not going to be able to. What is permissible now on YouTube? Anyway, space whips. I can talk about space whips. That's no problem. So this is Sound City, yeah, where Jimi Hendrix bought his amplifiers in London. Yeah, in 1966, he walked through those doors. He bought himself a Marshall amp and 4x12 speakers. That's probably the one there. Yeah, he didn't pay him any money though. No, you don't. You knock him. Here's the evidence. So Jimi Hendrix, 39 Gerald Street. On the 20th of January 1967, so later on, Are You Experience comes out. So he's pretty famous anyway. So 14 guineas for a Marshall Super Fuzz. Yeah? Marshall Super Fuzz, guys. And has he paid it? No. Reason or follow on approval. Signed on approval. What does that mean? If you get really, really famous, you've got to pay us back 14 guineas. And then he went for his super lightweight Spanish electric guitar strings, Jimmy's favourites. Nice. The super lightweight's first used by Hank Marvin of the Shadows. Down and down, because it gives you that nice high sound. Yeah. So there you are. Do you ever see the Roundhouse? That was a weird little venue. You heard about it a lot on British television. I think they had like the old grey whistle test in the Roundhouse, didn't they? Chalk Farm Road. Jimi Hendrix played there with the Experience. Are you experienced? Or have you ever been experienced? Well, I have. Let me prove it to you. So I was convinced that one night, years and years ago, a lifetime ago, I was visited by the soul of Jimmy. Tripping. Yeah. Talk to me. God, he was a bit of a knob, wasn't he? Noel Redding. Moan, bloody moan. Mitch Mitchell was all right. He carried on going, but he got replaced by a better bassist anyway, because he was moaning. Band of Gypsies was far better than the Jimi Hendrix Experience, in my opinion. A bit of a Hendrix moment for us all to appreciate. So, can you remember this old lady? Oh, what was her name? Betty Hill. They're recording a movie with a famous American actor, Sidney Poitier. I can't remember the name of her film, but it was in London in the 60s, in the market. She was funny, that old lady. Sidney Poitier. My mother used to like Sidney Poitier. So, the best bum of the 1960s, 1970s. If you were a teenager in the 1970s, you may have been a little bit physically aroused by this bum. And good news is, it was a woman's bum as well. It was a great bum, and it's still holding in there. Look, yeah, all taut, still hanging in there, not hanging down or anything like abnormally. Yeah. So, thank you, lady. Thank you. You satisfied 100 million horny male teenagers, maybe a couple of female ones too. Oh, that's beautiful. I'd love a walk up there. Oh, it's bloody hell's killing me. I go. But nice little mudflood window. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the roof on that. Nice for tripping. Look at that, pretty. They should paint all of the buildings in Britain different colours, like they got in Malta or in this place, or in St Paul's in Bristol. They paint some different colours. All houses have their own individual colour. It'd be really pretty. Look at this for antiquity, gone zonky, gone nuts. Look at it all. Wow. Wow. Ouch. That is so antiquity. Okay. So here's a Western mining town in 1877. And what you see is a shit. Oh, God. A lot of mud. Okay. A lot of mud. Not the other word, what I was going to say. A lot of mud. So this is where you get like, liquor dealers. You get like the saloon with them women that work upstairs. Yeah. They probably got them women like in American diners I was talking about earlier, but 100 years ago. And there it is now. Hasn't changed a crumb. 2023. Oh, it's Bodega. Bodega don't look like that, do it? It's a big Starfort. Bodega, isn't that in New York State? Oh, what do I know? Anyway, it looks messed up there. Sure, Bodega. That might be just advertising for Bodega. Somebody will have to let me know. And Americans, bend it like Hendrix. You know it, Golden Page. Yeah? Let me prove it to you. So let's have a look at some women. I do this a lot. Okay. This is when women were gorgeous back in the day. Look at them. Yeah. And Jiff for the man who comes in a hurry. A Jiffy. Jiffy, it got changed. They say it's a Mandela effect, but I actually remember the adverts saying we're changing GIF to SIF because foreign people can't say GIF. I'd like to put that to the test, actually. Next time I go to Hyde Park in London, I'm going to ask people, can you say SIF, please? GIF. No, I said GIF, not SIF. See if it works, because I'm not buying that. And they're beautiful. They're gorgeous, the women from years ago. I remember Bristol, 1976, when I went to Bristol Zoo. And even then, as a 9-year-old, I could still appreciate all of them women in their miniskirts. Yeah. I got it sorted. Really young. Okay, so this is in Madrid. There's a few ghosts there, sitting there. And nice big build image. And this was also, I think, in Madrid, yes. And it's a hospital. So they got bars on the window because it's the hospital. You don't want to be letting anybody out. And they got the entrance like that on the hospital, guys. What? What kind of hospital is that? It's a fakida, that hospital. Oh, is that funeral canal? Oh no, I'm not sure. I don't actually speak Spanish. They got like curtains made of stone here. That's interesting. I like that. So, yeah, that is nuts. That is amazing. That's like a crazy doll. Okay. So I'm going to be doing a bit of flat earth photography in the very near future because, yeah, it says like 20 miles away is, or 30 miles away, 600 foot. Well, from Penarth Pier, or where my son's boat is, with like a good camera, P900, you'll be able to see like beyond the Severn Bridge, which is 30 miles away. There should be 600 foot of ball. Now, I used to go camping every year with my school, Glen Ely. Here's the camp. I'm not in this photograph, though, but this was Llantoni. Yeah, I had, see that there? That's where they cooked our food. Yeah, I literally had salmonella and nearly died. This was Mr. Smart, a known homosexual who liked to buddy up with some of the younger, posher boys in the school. He had his favorite special boys. The rest of them, I was there that year. That is fun. That's my friend Adam Parsons. He died. I've had dreams about Adam since he died. He was my fucking really good friend. I didn't even know he was in that picture. I haven't seen him 40 years. Sorry, I'm just having like massive weird feeling. He killed himself. He was a depressive. And the last time I seen him was in a nightclub in town. He had 2 really hot nurses with him. He was killing it with the women, but he was manic depressing. Good looking kid, fucking manic depressing. Always grassed me up. Anybody know where Martinliedtke is? And he used to put his hand straight up. Sir, I seen him running across the pub car park. So Joe Rogan is Crocodile Dundee Ante. Joe Rogan is going on about like Tartaria and everything, and he's got all like people we don't even know, never seen before, and they tell you about Tartaria and that on Joe Rogan and say nobody's talking about this stuff. Except I've been talking about it for 6 years now. This is a painting of a woman's bum. I'm sure we all appreciate that. She's got stinking feet, mucky cow. In Wales, there's a town called Newport. It's the nearest city to Cardiff, right? And this is in the centre of Newport. Shame on you, Newport. So their greatest bit of antiquity in the city is Newport Castle. So what they've done is they've stuck it on this tiny little bit of ground here. When you get on the train, yeah, and you go through Newport into Newport Station, it literally touches almost the castle by here. It's touching the fence. All of the train vibrates. This bit of antiquity shakes every time a train goes past there. You can't visit it because basically it's on a little island on the banks of the River Usk in the middle of nowhere. So that's really retarded. And like, I don't even know why they did that. They just literally just the only good bit of antiquity they have in the city, guys. And there it is. So what's happening here? We got some centurias Okay, an old one. History. Oh, what's it say here? I don't know, but they're collecting lion skins. Okay. What's that? It's Draco. And that one is an African something. If that flew at me, Jesus. Am I allowed to say Jesus? Do you think that's what is permissible nowadays, guys? What does one do? What? There's that right thing. They don't give you a recording of that sound, though. I would like to have heard that. But it's like a theremin, and there's that like technology I showed you earlier of Tesla playing a tune. And this is Big Ben. And there's a weird narrative that goes behind how they got Big Ben in St. Stephen's Tower, which has been renamed Queen Elizabeth Tower, where Big Ben is housed, which is the bell, not the tower. And it's massive. And there's a few of them, different bells, but this one's the biggest and the oldest. And there's a nuts story of how they got it up there. Now, this is Diana Rigg in the Avengers. We all know how beautiful she is, this steed. Okay, Diana Rigg, right? Guess what? I seen Diana Rigg's fanny. Check it out, guys. No, really. This is. I'm working through all of them. Okay, and now I can say, when I'm in a pub or something. Not that I go in a pub. It's like I've seen Diana Rigg's muff, which I have. Look, it's good, isn't it? I know. I'm so happy. Here is a picture. It looks more contemporary and modern. I'm not sure if he's actually married to her. She's got the on the want for money on the hands thing going on. So this is a cave pub. I have been in a cave pub in Nottingham Land, in the oldest pub in Britain, apparently, and the Jerusalem. And they had vaulted cave pubby bits, but I'd live in there. I bet the acoustics are amazing if you've got a big, massive stereo in there bouncing around. So fat is not nice, is it? Yeah, your fat balls down your sewer, they look like that. They bung up your pipes. Yeah, like if you live on chips, apparently that clogs up your arteries like that. I'm not buying that though. You can wank that out, can you? Obviously, like you do with Rona. So Thunderbolts are a real thing as well. Yeah, my nana had one of these coming through the front door, dodged her chest consciously, went out the back door, rolled down the road, and it exploded in the canal. My grandmother, my mother witnessed it. Fireballs were far more frequent in the past. And last time I mentioned them, people sent me emails saying, yeah, when I was on a caravan holiday and one came through the door, bounced off my wife and went back out the door. I got other stories of these fiery balls, electrical plasma balls. This one looks like it's come down a chimney. Globe of fire. But fireballs are a real thing. They were more frequent in the past than they are in modern day, guys. And they can just happen. Look, do you know you can be struck by lightning even on a clear blue sky day? Did you know that? You don't even need an electrical storm to be struck by lightning. Did you know that? No. So in World War II, they had these net defenses put up by barrages, and they look exactly like a harp too. And they look like harp technology, and they look like they could capture a charge. If you put them right across the landscape, they would vibrate, resonate, and they would for sure collect a charge. And I think that they were doing that with the barrages. A plane, maybe in the night, it would fly in it would be hazardous. But in the day, that's not doing anything. So thank you, Lady Anne, for sending them bookages. Greek pots got a lot of pervy stuff going on them, I've noticed. What the Greeks were up to. It's like, oh, seen this? Oh, British passport, right? From January the 1st, 1972, Britain will adopt a points-based system for existing citizens. Just because you were born in the United Kingdom and can trace your family back generations, it does not mean that you are valued, needed, or even wanted. Pick up your leaflet at the local post office. So that's nice, isn't it? Read it carefully and find out it is your ignorance and your vulgarity could lead to mandatory deportation. So they were pretty extreme in the past in Britain, but more so now, though. Old age. To teach old age with wisdom, one had to be young and stupid with a lot of luck. Now, we've all done this. I've stuck my tongue in the plug hole, but I got like some sort of phobia where I got to stick my tongue in holes. But I did electrocute myself, and it literally catapulted me into a bookcase. I banged my head. My mother on the station, what the? I was going to say effing hell was that, and I said I just electrocuted myself. I can fart and walk away. What's your superpower? No, that's a pretty good superpower. Shit while you're walking. No, that's not a good superpower. Anyway, silence. Silence is golden. Duct tape is silver. There's no point arguing. Because just duct tape your mouth up. Anyway, so that's what we were listening to earlier. Classical piano, fireplace, Mozart, Chopin, Beethoven, Bach, Grieg, Schumann, and Satie, and another load of plagiarizing, giant, stealing composers. Anyway, so if you don't know, I'm coming back now in a minute. It's only 2 degrees. Wow, it feels a bit cold as well. Here's my channel. Now, a lot of people do not actually know. Somebody said in my comments, God, I can't believe I'm a flat earth Britisher and I didn't know you had all this shit. Damn, all this stuff going down. Celtic Tartarian channel is our channel. Martinliedtke channel and the Flat Earth British. Now, if I do, which I want to, do a Flat Earthers Got Talent competition where the winner will actually win. I'll hold it on the Celtic Tartarian channel or the Flat Earth British Think Tank channel. Email me if you want to sing a song live on Flat Earth British, because Martin is doing a Flat Earthers Got Talent, because I just feel that some of you are going to be making me cry with fantastic singingness. Okay? And 722 of you watching on a Monday. That's a beautiful thing. I'm coming back. Okay. Super fantastic, great, and look what you would have won. 767 of you. You've got talent. Sing us. Isabel, will you sing us a song? Will you? What would you sing us? Sing us a song. G.I. Unt. Gunt, is that swearing? True for you can code swear. Don't worry, if you're going to get in trouble, not me. Oh, my flat earthers have talent. We need to do that, yeah? Flat earthers got talent, because like I got one friend, Lisa, who's a fantastic singer. And I heard somebody else sing that was really good. I'm a good singer. I might do a little rendition for you. But I'd only sing Neil Young, probably. Yeah, I'd probably sing Neil Young. Old man. Old man. That'll make you all cry. Yeah, you'd be like, that's so beautiful. Oh, I know. So this is beautiful flat earth moments. My heart is palpitating. So thank you, Hippie Shake. She's a master linker upper. She links up all my funky stuff. Ting Ting Shiny. Much love to you, Ting Ting Shiny. We like shiny Ting Ting. And there is lovely Shari Ives. I'm going to eat chocolate while tap dancing. You do that. You're a good tap dancer. I can tap dance. I can do many clicks a second. Not as good as Roy Castle. Not bullshit. Roy Castle died from apparently passive smoking from all the working men's clubs that he played in, and he didn't even smoke. That's a shit, isn't it? He was super fit, and he could play every musical instrument. Kind of liked Roy Castle. Don't know if he was one of them. Can't really tell. Cassie, they don't tell you, do they? And Kuno pasty. We love pasties myself. I'm a pasty man myself. Esley. It's the first pasty song that has ever been released on YouTube, and you were sure to witness it. Mike, who is Stellarium 7, does that make duct tape the philosopher's stone? Listen, they use duct tape on the IFS to stop all of the, zero the vacuumy stuff leaking through your bulkheads. They use gaffer tape when they get micro holes from space debris, spaceships. I'm allowed to talk about that. Yeah, space is wicked. Yeah, YouTube are like that now. Because you're worth it. That's YouTube. I'm not supposed to do that, am I? I'm so... don't even know how to behave. This is me. Vibes, colorblind. That is the best I can possibly behave. You've had it if you want any more than that. Bollocks. Steve Good to see you. Laurie. And my brother stuck a butter knife in the outlet. He became an electrician. Not good. Not good. Yeah. If you get like your tongue into both holes, you get electrocuted. So you got to get like right down there. No, don't do that at home. That would be not wise. Little wing, and I don't know. I say it's little wing like in a little wing voice. Little wing, she's got a little wing voice. Charles, she don't sound like that. Cheryl, good to see you. With Tapogi necklace again. That didn't translate. I just don't understand that share. So, I hope you're all happy. That was it's 2222. Again, all the number codes in today, guys. Really number codey. Mark, good to see you. So, etymologies. Mel picked up a few this week. This was quite a good one. Cruising is cruising. And that made perfect sense with the old Phoenicians, like they've got the Roman, haven't we? Also, working is working. Working is working. Contemporary is contemporary. That should tell you something about reset. Knife in the socket. Yeah, just don't ever put your willy in the socket, Mo. It would be bad, okay? Some people got like bad Tourette's, and now I've said it, you got to do it. Stick my willy in the plug because he said it. I'm mad. Got to do it. Oh, come on. Let's have fun. It's going to be epic. Got loads to look forward to this year, guys. I can't wait for all of the groovy shit I've got to tell you about. Golden Path. Did you enjoy my vloggage today? If you did, make sure to thumbs this stuff up. I see 564 of you thumbed up. If I get a few more thumbed up, I'll get like loads of thumbs up. Not that it matters because it doesn't even show up on the algorithm. They don't go on thumbs up. I wonder how they catches me out anyway. If you send an algorithm in for swear words and like other naughty stuff I've said, that's like every single thing I've done. I don't even know what's going on. MC. Hi, Lee. Come on. JT. Cards don't lie. They do. If you get a card and you get a Sharpie and you cross it out and you put different numbers on it, they then lie. So maybe not true and maybe true as well. So yes and no. Watery. Yes. 4 candles. 4 candles. Charming. I think that's Pibby complaining about my level of etiquette. Lightning. Okay, hang on. JT, when in Greece, do as the Greeks do. No, you do. You go to JT, you go to Greece, do as Greeks do. You wouldn't want to like go into like a Roman orgy, for example, would you? Because that would not be good. You would have to go with a cork in your bum. You know what I mean? So, no. I don't think that's advisable. Do not go to orgies, Roman orgies, or any orgies. Okay? Don't go. Phoenix had sometimes that look like that was in sky. Oh, Phoenix things. Yeah. Plasma discharge. Just the context of my first book. And we talked about it for many moons. I noticed I got video 6 years ago with like about mudflood and tartaria. Time's moving on. So time is a construct. I mean, this thing is moving on quick. So Unseen Truth, Spirit Levels is a very flat earthy name. Can you sing? What's that about? Fanta Orange. That was Hitler's favorite drink. A can of Fanta Orange. Yeah, name something that rhymes with Fanta orange. Go on. You can you? So, Eric Reza is in the house. And Ripper is in the house. So, subscribe to Ripper. He's got a massive channel. Bramwell and PHJ. Good to see you. Guys, remember the huge rat that was stuck in the sewer system? No. I know about alligators and troglodytes that live down in New York sewers and they eat people on the midnight meat train. Because that's got to be true. I think it's true. Martin on last night. No, Kinu, because I was on a copyright strike and I've been gathering months and months worth of vlogs and mind blow stuff for all of the flat earth British peeps. So we got loads and loads to look forward to. It's going to be. Have you got any orbs on me? See my brother, Hank the Wank? Okay. I'm not telling you what happened to him because I'm not allowed. And there is I guess he's an adopted brother. Okay, is Boris Trumsky III. And we got a Cyberman as well. And they all have great fun. We all have great fun. We're family. We're family. Yeah, that's my brother, Hank the Wank. So I enjoy. You were on a show, but you couldn't click the link, so I didn't get to see you or hear you, I don't think. Which I was looking forward to. Because you've been in my chat feed for years and years and years. Hi, Vibes. Hi, Maxwell Big. So have you, Mark. So have Isabella. So have Hippie Shake. So some of you are long-term flat earth Britishers. 16 Alpha. I'm going soon because I want to keep this shorter than 3 hours. So less chance of me getting I'm on a strike for 3 months and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, don't worry. They can take you out anytime. It's all BS anyway. So, Worldwide Ghosts, much love to you. Much love to Shadow Slide. The Magnificent Lyceum Theatre was demolished. Yeah, it was. In Newport too. I vaguely remember it. They used to have a couple of good buildings. You've got that town hall there. That's a Tartarian building. So it's really lovely little Tartarian city. Shame they got all the new buildings in there because there's loads of domes and copper domes all over Newport. And it is kind of like the place. Krypton Gator, good to see you. I've had some good times there. Ooh, little wing. She's got no crackers on. I don't know what the context of that is, but it sounds really interesting. Oh, are you on about Dinah Riggs Muff? I know. Literally killing it. Sorry. What else is there to see now? Yo. So. Right, what we got there? Charles Riston, Angela's Angel Trumpet. Yes, indeed. They're powerful trumpets. That's what the tribulation is. It's a blast off of trumpets to end the world. And then it's like the judgment day for all of the bad that everyone's been doing, which is everybody on earth. And they're all doing it because of taxes and social environmental issues and fucking retard families that we're born into and everything else. So I don't blame anyone, really. The jails are literally full of innocent people, really, aren't they? They're all victims of just trying to keep their families alive in circumstance because they were born what they call poor. Yeah. Bastards. So, Geomatrix, good to see you, my friend. I'm going to be diving out soon, but I would ask for you. Jogan is controlled opposition. Yeah, I wouldn't even want to say the percentage of what I think is controlled opposition on YouTube, but I can assure you is a very high percentage. I don't even know. 90%. Who even knows? They stay away from me. Rightly so too. TW, JT. I asked them, will you come on my show? Some of the big names. Will you come on my show? Talk to me about stuff maybe no, I can't. Don't think I'm allowed. Colorblind. So, YouTube, YouTube. It's the place to go to get your mind blown. So yeah, Joe Rogan. I don't want to go on about him, but yeah, he's like they landed on the moon. They didn't land on the moon. See, if I was on Joe Rogan, the first thing I'd do is I'd insult him on his weed. He'd give me a big fat spliff. I'd be like, yeah, it's a bit shit this. Got anything better, Joe? He'd be like, that's like double chronic times 3 with dipped in Keith. I'd be like, yeah, maybe it's a bit shit. Can't get it on it. You got anything better? And it would be fantastic, probably, but I would just wind him up. I would insult his weed. It's definitely a way to get Joe Rogan. But he's a big fucker, isn't he? I don't think I'd fight him. I don't know. I'd probably fight him. I'm not offering you out, Joe Rogan, or anything, but I'd probably fight you, mate. Yeah, I'm Welsh for start off. British, innit? You know what I mean? Well, White Ghosts. I think I just offered out Joe Rogan on YouTube. That's all right. Nobody can fight me. JD, all from the hard desert. I'd love to be in a desert on peyote with pretty lady. Roses 37. Oh, from the desert in Southwest. God, what you do if you're in the middle of the desert? They give you hot. Oh, you got houses, obviously. Right. You're not just standing in the desert. That would be silly. Why is it always the same guy? Because it's my show and my channel. I don't understand that. But I get guests on, but people complain about saying, "Stay on your own, Matt. Talk stuff at the screen. You're good at that." So Hippie Shake is being, there you are. She's sharing my link to buy me coffee. Do that if you would, and I would be eternally grateful. And I will be back in a day or two with more juiceage. Let me know what you think about what I said in comments. Whether or not you think that they stole the Giants' technologies. Definitely, I think the music, because the massive amounts of giant instruments, and it actually makes perfect sense that they would steal the buildings and they would definitely steal the music and alter it. And they've done that a few times. They altered it again in the 50s, taking it off 432 frequency and put it on a lesser one, so we don't have the actual benefit that the original recording was meant to be. Jimi Hendrix ain't Morgan Freemason. But it keeps people entertained, little wing, with the old guessing game. But I don't think so either. No, I don't think so either. I think they murdered Jimmy in an ambulance, like they did with all of them. No more questions asked. But he was getting into the politics. He was chucking it out for Black Panthers on one of his records, and somebody said, like, they're going to have you for that. On the beginning of Red House, it was about the LA riots, and he does a lion's roar, which they said is the panther, which it was. And soon as he started going into that sort of thing, that was his ass. They let him sing music and sing about space, because he did. He sung about space and UFOs and stuff. Fine. No problem whatsoever. They'll let you spew that forever. But anything a little bit like for the people. No, they had to go then. Euro, good to see you. Cheeky, you calling me cheeky chops? Oh, Chosy Mums. That's completely different. Much love to you, Jolly Man. Much love to you, Alva Billy. Much love to you, Henrik. Much love to anyone who's been expecting books. I have sent them all out. You should be getting all the books. Marcus, who helped with this vlog as well. Hope you got your book this week. In Holland Land and everybody else. Dan, if you do watch, Dan in British Columbia, yeah, you got a book on the way to you and some flat earth British stuff on the way to you, so keep an eye on the post. Litrek, gorgeous. Okay. And Misty World, who was worried about me. She's worried whether I'd gone missing in action, whatever. And Gainer. So, there you are. I think I'm leaving it there for today. Make sure, please, please, please do all those good YouTube things. I will be back in a day or two. Sorry about the strike. That was bullshit. See how tricky this is? Keep practicing. Eventually, I'll behave. Beehive. GoPro, good to see you. Oh, Ohio. Oh, man. Oh, I love that song, Ohio. Neil Young. That might be my song which I sing, GoPro, okay? And lovely Andrea. Hiya, babe. We love Andrea and a lovely family. Take C. I don't know what that is. Okay. Could mean cannabis, couldn't he? Well, not even allowed to say that. Are you? Look, is there anything I'm allowed to say? Yeah. I want to just quick burst of I want a quick burst of swearing. Bloody fucking blinking heck. There. Okay. Angela's got new, I think you've got a new hammy hamster or guinea pig. Thanks for the content. No worries, Soul Drive. It's what creator put me here to do, apparently. I am also nicely stoned. Well, you've got Loyal Tangy. That sort of screams ganja, your name, Loyal Tangy, doesn't it? Tangy for the start off. We all have a bit of tangy. Tangier the better. Sorry. I've not got a bad mind. Missy, I've got a fun mind. There's a difference. Cassie Nix, The Holy Grail. That's a good name. I got a book called, 2 books called The Holy Grail. Coinkydink. We must be secret non-known from lifetimes ago friends. You never know. Been waiting to see what those giant books. There you are. So you know the score there now. Purple haze all through my brain. It was a great plant. Nothing wrong with a bit of purple haze. Okay, bit of sativa. Nothing wrong with that. Hollow legs. Not that I would know anything about it. Yeah. I don't swear. I don't do anything at all. Just mainly exist. Big hugs. Tartarian lion. Lion of Tartaria. I mean, big hugs to you all. Big universal hugs. Make sure to click that like button. It's going to go over 600. Make sure to tell your friends. I discovered this channel as this Welsh guy. He's like brilliant and all that. Do that. Tell all your friends about us. Okay? And I'll be back in a day or two. Make sure to, who's that? Michael Jackson, Tupac, Janis Joplin, JFK, Princess Di. You missed loads out. And it isn't a coincidence that her name's Lady Di, and she did. Can't make that shit up, can you? It's like, I'm never going to make it. I know who's going to swear. I try. Doesn't matter anyway. Rules of fools. Elvis became Marilyn Monroe. I'm not sure about that, Eric. Listen, it's only 1 degree. I should be a lot colder. Okay. It says it's 1 degree. I don't know. So, space whips. Shuttle crew. Space whips. Okay. Hollow legs. Too funny. I got hollow legs. That's why I eat a lot. Because I got hollow legs. Because I haven't got the stomach big enough. So I just go straight down into my legs. Somewhere in time. Martin, see any everyone soon, and love to you too. Okay, that's me back. 1 week off of YouTube was like an eternity, but I did get a shitload of work done. Got loads of files sorted, caught up with all you guys, and had time to reflect on all of the fantastic stuff that we do, which is epic. So, Robert Falcon, loved it, Martin. Okay, that's good for a Sunday night. I doubt there's anything much happening on the internet anyway. So never much is. Great one. Okay, good. Thank you, Jolly Man. And there's India. I haven't seen India. I don't know if she's here. Hippie linking up my books. And as I said, if you tell a photograph taken in a groovy place, send the photograph in, martinliedtke7@gmail.com, and I will post it on the book site. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, he was good. Michael Jackson was good. There's Debs. Scarab City's in the house. Hey, babes. And who else we got here? Pat Dunn. Beat it. What's he on about there anyway? I like the comic version. Eat it. That was better. Eat it. Eat it. Did you see that? It's good, wasn't it? Echo. Oh. Anyway, what's that? Your voice is nice, Martin. I suggest making an audio, but I was going to do it. It's just time. It's trying to, you wouldn't believe I got a lot on my plate. I have Remember the Future, with the whole Flat Earth British thing. And to narrate the book's going to take weeks. I'd have to devote, and I'd have to make a conscious decision to do that, and you'd all have to be sidelined because I couldn't do both. So maybe in the future, I would love to do an audio book of both, actually, but I think it'd work better with the second book. Okay, thanks, you Worldwide Ghost. Make sure to share. Hi, Connie Babes. Good to see you. Hi, Honor Lovely. Late. I'm sorry, I got to go now, Honor Love. I want to get some grub on my neck before it's too late. Can't eat late. Get bad dreams. Okay. There you are. Buy Martin a coffee. She is awesome. Is our lovely. And I'm going to pin that comment. Okay. There you are. So I'm going. So I'll see you soon. It's brilliant to be back. And tell me what you think on this Symphony and the Inheritors stole the music. So I definitely think this is a thing. And we could be listening to the music composed by giants. And wouldn't that make perfect sense? I can see giants being just more feeling and more talented. Yeah, because they've got bigger brains for a start off, because they're bigger by nature. So it makes perfect sense to me. Anyway, there's my thoughts shared with you for this Sunday night. So thanks. 1-1 Mel Sandy. There you are. And music of giants. Stands on the shoulders of giants. We might be more than that going on. Hi, Rainco. Well done. Okay, thank you. We aim to please. Oh. Okay, one thing I do like to do is do good vlogs. Love and War. Leave links. I will do as soon as I finish this vlog, okay? Love and War. And I will ignore your lack of please and thank yous, which is something that I do. Costs nothing, manners in this world. To join now, but I know there's nothing in it. I'm just saying, it's like not like important, but it does. It's nice to be polite. David Blowie. Oh, David Bowie was wicked. I seen him live. He wasn't very good. Oh, I realize how hard it is to stop swearing. It's not easy. Okay, there's the lovely little wing. Night, night, star shines, Mart Lovage. Same to you, little wing, and all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you enjoyed this live stream. We always have fun. And Lady Lux, long live Tartaria. George, good to see you, my brother. Thank you to the moderators. Keep fighting a good fight. Okay. At the Popular Front, the Tartarian Liberation Army. Right here, found a member. Okay. There's only one of me at the moment, but I'm hoping for more. Okay. We're going to have a huge army with attack donkeys, as we have mentioned. Okay. We will be fun. We'll be a psychedelic tripping army where we only hug. No one ever gets killed. I would be hopeless in war. No one would ever die. Everyone would just be like hanging around, like together and doing stuff. Like, it's crap, all this war, isn't it? It's like, yeah, should go and have fucking hang around on the woods or something. Yeah, let's go and fucking chuck some stones in the river rather than go and shoot one another, because that's dull, isn't it? People die and stuff, and it's painful. It's just retarded, and it was retarded. My wars would be brilliant. So no one would die. I would never mock a mule. Come to us, Martin, this summer, love. Oh, I am trying to get to America land anyway, okay. Oh, if I get any hot dates, I'll fill you in. Okay. The Tree of Knowledge is our beautiful Sonia. We love you, Sonia. Your smile radiates like a beautiful sun. That's probably not a good analogy. What else radiates? Your smile radiates like the Kaiser bomber. There, that's better. It was a big nuclear bomb. That's pretty bright. Okay, Benny, good to see you, my friend. I was live Hoona Flash TV earlier. We don't watch television or anything like that, Benny. I'm not sure what any of that means, because I've lost the ability to actually function as a human being. Okay. Santa, okay, good to know you. There you are. Sonia, getting a shoutage of Brian. She's fine, I think. Sounds perfect. There you are. I got to go because I'm just talking nothing. Blancmange is absolutely fantastic, Bramwell. I love Blancmange. The band's not too good. Is that what you mean, the Blancmange or the band? Bunny Rabbit Blancmange is lovely. What are you saying about? Radiates like Marie Curie. That'll do, Hololegs. She radiates like Marie Curie. Very smell there. Smell. Gonna shine now. 99 Mel, Nostad the key. And smooths to rain. Wing. Particular people. Happy Sunday to you as well. I hope you found that fun and educational. I got shoot pain in my arm. I got to go for bending, kicking. I've done a really good job at behaving today. I hope YouTube are going to be very happy with me. Okay, maybe they'll send me a gold star, some shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, just stop talking. I could go. Anyway, share, like, support me in any way, fashion, and I will be back. And I'm going to contact me about the Flat Earthers Got Talent. I'm actually serious about it. I'm going to run a talent show just for the kick of it. Okay, guys, to see how much talent we got in the Flat Earthers. I know Ray Mudflood. Yeah, if he's out there, tell him to hit his guitar, and I want a rendition of "Wish You Were Here." Okay, Pink Floyd. Okay, and anybody else, just contact me. Tell me what you're going to play as well. Okay, because I'm gonna have to do another channel because get copyright soft strikes for music, but I still want to have the music played. If that makes sense, because it's going to be fantastic. Okay, get back to me, martinliedtke7gmail.com if you want to sing a song. Anyway, be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.